James Stadium, where the USF Bulls are set to kick off the college football season next against McNeese State. Welcome inside Raymond James Stadium. The McNeese State Cowboys, the preseason pick to win the Southland Conference, in town to take on the USF Bulls, who are 16-0 all-time against 1AA teams. Well, hi there, Dave Weekley. Happy to be alongside Doug Graber for this one tonight. Doug, last year, South Florida went to their first ever bowl game, but Jim Leavitt this season only has 12 seniors, and his bench is a little bit lighter tonight. 3 players will not play. They're serving team suspensions for undisclosed rules violations. Jackie Chambers, a wide receiver, Ricky Ponton, and Josh Julmis. What impact will their absence in tonight's game have on the Bulls?
Well, you know what? Every team has to have rules and regulations and guys that break them. You have to have discipline. I applaud Jim Leavitt. He did the right thing here. And you know what? You move on. Now, they're not going to miss him.
South Florida had the second best scoring defensive unit in the Big East Conference last year, and a big reason for that, Stephen Nicholas. He's an All-American candidate, also on the Butkus and Nagurski watch list.
Man, he is a good one. 6'3", 225, smart, can really, really run. He is a heck of a football player. And, of course, this whole group of linebackers, Moffitt and St. Louis, what a group this is. One of the best groups in the country. Very, very productive, smart, tough, and vicious.
A lot of talk this week in the Tampa Bay area about who would get the nod tonight as the starting quarterback. Pat Julmis, the senior, will start, but we anticipate seeing a lot of Matt Grothe as well. We'll check out the Cowboys of McNeese in a moment. Inside Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida, college football coming up. McNeese State and USF. Well, McNeese State, the Cowboys, ranked 11th in the preseason 1AA Sports Network poll. The Cowboys also on top of the preseason poll in the Southland Conference. Cowboys followed by Texas State, Northwestern State, Nickel State ties for third, Southeastern Louisiana, Sam Houston State, and Stephen F. Austin. And Doug, obviously, this is a league that's one of the better leagues in 1AA football. They've got some athletes.
Premier 1AA league, and of course, McNeese State has won it 3 of the last 5 years.
McNeese State will play a 4-2-5 defense, so these 2 linebackers, Bennett and Nelson, critical to success.
Especially against the run, and look at the numbers below. They have made a lot of plays, productive.
We expect to see 2 quarterbacks tonight for the Cowboys. Mark Fontereau and Derek Farrow will be back for the kickoff here in Tampa in just a moment. It's away from the kickoff here at Raymond James Stadium. South Florida set to open the season against the Cowboys of McNeese State. McNeese State won the toss. They have deferred to the second half. They will kick off, and the Bulls will go on offense first. Tommy Tate, former player at McNeese State, now in his 7th season, and he oversees a staff that virtually every assistant coach went to McNeese State, with the exception of one offensive line coach who went to Stephen F. Austin. You know, this is a team, Doug, that's really looking to get back and get on an even keel after their season was really derailed by Hurricane Rita last year.
Well, it really was. I mean, they went through some, obviously, the whole southern part of the country, tremendous tragedy. They were tremendously affected by Rita. And but they're ready to get right back on top and dominate that Southland Conference like they have in the past.
Blake Bursajay will do the kicking. And there's Jim Leavitt. He's the architect of this program, the only head coach they've ever had in his 10th season. He's a St. Petersburg, Florida native. It's going to be quite a year for USF. This is the 10th anniversary of the football program and the 50th anniversary of the university.
Well, he has done an incredible job building this program from Division II to 1AA to Division I in just 10 years, and a bowl game on top of that in the 10th year. Amazing.
Well, the T is an inch lower this year in college football, so we anticipate that we'll see many more kickoff returns. And there's the first one over the 30 and up to the 34-yard line.
Well, that was Sam Miller that somehow took that. That's a linebacker, took a line drive and moved it up the field. Not bad.
So they'll have good field position. Pat Julmis gets the call at quarterback tonight. The senior got the nod after Jim Leavitt called the fall camp competition with Matt Grothe as all even. Julmis has 24 career starts, most of any active quarterback in the Big East, and he makes his 13th consecutive start tonight
Pat struggled at times last year. USF threw only one touchdown pass in the final 6 games, and the Bulls finished 111th out of 117 1A teams in passing efficiency. 3 wide receivers right off the top. And there goes Plancher. Moses Plancher with his first collegiate carry takes it down near the 38-yard line. Starting lineups for USF. The Moses Plancher era begins tonight. The redshirt freshman starts at tailback. In the spread attack, USF uses multiple receivers, but perhaps more 3 than 4 wide this year. Edwards and Johnson up front. Jared Carnes at the left tackle spot. Griffin, Walker, and Dial up front. South Florida is replacing both guards and the starting center from last year. Second down and 6. It's Plancher again, and he takes a hit as he reaches the 40-yard line. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 4. How about that big hit by Barrett? Up front, Lake Charles native Kirby Joseph will be at 1 defensive end. Inside, Robert Hooker started 6 games last year. Kenneth Lundy's back after missing all of last year with a knee. Bennett and Nelson will be at the linebacker spots. And they will use 5 defensive backs. The corners are returning. Stevens and Walker, 2 strong safeties. Barrett and Janu led this team in tackles last year. Darby will be at the free safety. 3rd and 4. Julmis with all kinds of time. He completes the pass, and it's a 1st down up to the 46-yard line. Pass is completed to Marcus Edwards.
Yeah, and this is exactly, a very quick throw, just a quick 3-step drop, very accurate, knew exactly what he needed for the 1st down. Good execution by Julmis.
So for Pat Julmis, builds a little confidence with that 3rd down conversion.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, he really has struggled. He's been incredibly inconsistent over the last 2 seasons.
3 wide receivers. It's a flanker screen. And the first opportunity we have to see Randolph, Ian Randolph. Now, he is a terrific story, Doug. They found him in just a simple tryout camp, and he's going to play a big role on this team.
Really, really quick. This is his first play in Division I football as a senior, and he is really quick. Wow.
5'9", 175 pounds from Plant City. Last year he played at Weber International. That's an NAIA school. 2nd down and 4. 2 wingbacks this time for Julmis. Across the 40. And down near the 37-yard line. First carry of the night for Benjamin Williams.
And I'll tell you, the key to that play was that was a great block by Moses Planter. Watch the block right here at the very top of the screen. Boom, right there by number 1. That's a full knockdown on Bennett, the linebacker. That's a pretty good block by redshirt freshman.
Williams, 5'7", 190-pounder from Lake Wales. 1st and 10 at the 37. USF on their opening drive in McNeese territory. Here's Plancher. Nice cutback move. Dives inside the 35-yard line down near the 33. So that play is a winner on 1st down.
Yeah, the key thing here for Jim Leavitt, you have so many players like Plancher that these are the first snaps ever in college football for them. As a coach, you never know how they're going to perform. I mean, he could fumble 5 times. He could have, he could run for 200 yards. Who knows? It's exciting, I'll tell you that.
He's 5'9", 190 pounds. Very similar in stature to Andre Hall, who was 5'10", 205. 2nd down and 6. Strong left formation. Option. Blanchard gets the corner. He's got the 1st down and more. Blanchard's going to take it down inside the 20. 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line of McNeese. A well-designed play.
And take a look at this right here now. You're going to see, watch number 84 on this playback. Will Blakely, the tight end from Crystal River at the top of your screen. Watch this block on the safety right there. Chop. Down he goes. A nice blocking by the wide receivers down the field as well.
Absolutely. A well-designed play. They ran it to the short side for good yardage. Julmis will get under center this time. The flanker is to the left side. 1 back set. On 1st and 10 from the 17. Julmis play action rolling. All kinds of time. Now he lets it loose inside the 10. Incomplete. That pass was intended for Amari Jackson.
And there it has, that has been the problem for Pat Julmis here in the last 2 years. At a counter pass, he's got a simple read. He's got to make a quick decision. Held on to the football too long, and the whole play breaks down. You've got to make a decision and go with it.
2nd down and 10. Edwards to the near side. The wingback is to the left with a flanker on that side. Here's the handoff inside. Flag is down. And that ball carried down near the 6-yard line, but we're going to have to figure out the flag.
Yeah, and you know, they really caught him in a blitz, a full blitz right here, and popped it. But let's wait for the call right here.
Procedure against the Bulls. This one's coming back.
You know, and these are the kind of things that can happen when you're so young. You've got a whole bunch of guys in the offensive line, the wide receivers. S.J. Green.
On the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
Tom Tomczak is our referee tonight. This is a Big East crew for this non-conference game.
Yeah, and S.J. Green really is the one real veteran receiver they have. So when you're running all these formations in motion, these young guys are going to get excited, make a few mistakes.
Jim Leavitt would love to get in for a touchdown on this first drive. So many young faces on this team. Joel miss. They set up the screen beautifully. The pass is intercepted. Intercepted out the midfield. And a lateral is made.
Wow.
The interception by Bryant Mason, who lateraled the ball to Stephen Barrett. A flag is down on the play, but a big interception by Julmis in the red zone, and McNeese takes full advantage.
Well, that was a quick screen, and the ball got tipped up in the air by the defensive end, and boy, that leads to a lot of bad things.
40 pass. On the defense. 5-yard penalty, and you spotted the foul.
All right, so the interception will stand. It was just an illegal shuttle forward.
Boy, and that is a terrific play by Smith right there. And Ben, he's a very outstanding athlete, really gets up and makes a heck of a play right there. Excuse me, that was Bryant Mason that made that play.
So 1st and 10 for McNeese. Golden opportunity for the Cowboys. Not much running room.
Boy, and look at that South Florida defense run.
Stephen Whitehead on the carry. And there's the Cowboys quarterback. Derek Farrell will get the majority of the snaps tonight, although Mark Fontenot will also see time. He's a redshirt freshman who's been running with the first team. When Fontenot was easing back into fall workouts after pulling a muscle, he can run, he can throw. He ran for over 1,900 yards as a senior in high school. Farrell, short pass, it's caught. It's Whitehead again, and he's immediately dropped. St. Louis was there to make the stop. McNeese State, backs and receivers, lots of vets here. Chris Thomas takes over again at tailback. Jason Miller not in the lineup tonight. Jordy Johnson will start at the fullback spot. Top 3 receivers are back, and you can see the offensive line. Brent Poussin, one of the best left tackles in all of college football, not just 1AA. This is a good group, and they've got some terrific size up front.
They really do, and I'll tell you, this is a veteran offensive football team here. South Florida's having a hard time getting adjusted to all the formations.
Farrell, the pass is caught. Terrific defense. Absolutely nowhere to go.
Yeah, that was Danny Verpale, the free safety, and of course his brother Kevin was a 3-year starter here. He started as a true freshman, broke his foot last August, and had to redshirt.
Bellamy, Clybert, George, and Selvey up front. And how about those linebackers? Nicholas, Moffitt, and St. Louis. Defensive secondary, terrific corners in Williams and Jenkins. Burnett will be at the strong safety, and Verpale's at the free safety. Tommy Tate, looking at 4th down and 8, opts not to go for it in this situation. They'll punt the ball from the USF 37. Versajay has that one go off the side of his foot, and that will go out at the 27-yard line. That's a 10-yard punt. We'll step away from Raymond James Stadium for a moment. Come back, no score. South Florida set for their second offensive possession. South Florida with the football, their second possession. Short yardage on the carry by Benjamin Williams. Just following up on that situation. where they decided to punt the football on 4th and 8 at the USF 37. You know, you just don't know how many opportunities you're going to get that deep.
Yeah, you know, I have no problem with the decision. I have a lot of problems with the punt.
All right. 2nd down and 10. Julmis. The protection is good, and the delivery is good. Pass is caught. Randolph trying to make some moves, dives forward up to the 33-yard line. And you can see he is really very, very shifty, and according to Jim Leavitt, extremely fast.
Yeah, you know, he's so quick, and we're going to see him a lot as a return guy tonight, and that's where he could really be exciting.
At Weber International last year, 50 catches for 713 yards and 4 touchdowns. Just showed up at the tryout camp.
That's kind of an unusual track record to get here, isn't it?
3rd down and 2. Long count by Julmis, who was under center.
Yeah, tried to draw him off sides, and now the audible from the sideline.
Julmis faked the option, stumbled forward, and he is very close to the 1st down, but I think he's going to be about a half a yard short. And if that's the case, that's a big defensive stand by McNeese State.
You know, Dave, a lot of people, you know, that really don't understand college football thought this was going to be a kind of a mismatch tonight, Division I versus 1AA. But let me tell you something. This is a veteran team from McNeese, and they really play good football in that conference. And you better be careful playing these guys.
Timeout on the field. McNeese State burns the first of their 3 timeouts. And we'll take it with them. 6:12 to go. Opening period in Tampa. No score. McNeese State and the Bulls of USF. By McNeese State, USF set to punt the football. Good battle in fall camp between 2 true freshmen to earn the job. Ilya Petrov from Tampa Bay Tech right here in Tampa has won the job at least momentarily over Dilbert Alvarado for Robinson High School in Tampa. Petrov averaged over 50 yards a punt as a senior. Ryan Bordeaux is the deep snapper. He gets the ball back in good shape, and that is not a good punt. And it does not take a favorable USF roll. It'll fall down to the 41-yard line.
Well, you know what? That shows the difference, buddy. This is not high school football, and these young kickers, both of them look real nervous out there tonight.
Well, this is one of the rule changes in college football. On a change of possession, the clock does no longer start on the snap. It starts when the official sets the ball for play.
Yeah, and that's a major change, and that's going to really cut. That's going to cut 10 plays out of every game. The games are going to be much quicker, I think.
On the ground. And a nice hole for Chris Thomas, the redshirt senior from Slidell. He lost his job last year doing an early season ankle injury, had it in fall camp. In fact, he's just happy to play in the opening game tonight here in Tampa. Last year, he didn't even travel in their season opener against Georgia Southern.
Yeah, and I studied tape of him yesterday, and I saw it right there. He really has a burst. He's got a real good quickness, and when he sees the hole, he can flat hit it.
Farrow going to keep it. And he's got good yardage. He goes into Bulls territory and takes it down to the 43-yard line. That's a McNeese State 1st down.
Yeah, and this is really what Farrow brings to the table. Take a look at it right here. He reads the defensive end. If he closes, he keeps, and that's an option play all the way. But Farrow runs 4.6. He's very quick. We're even going to see some option out of him tonight. They haven't run option in 10 years at McNeese, but he is so quick. He runs 4.6. You're going to see him in space. Play action, passes, option. He'll be exciting.
Thomas in a lone back set. Play action. Here's Farrow. Great protection down the middle of the field. Got a man. Pass is intercepted. Intercepted by Trey Williams. He lost the football, but the Bulls are on it.
Boy, and Trey Williams, he was beat on this play, Dave, and he showed a tremendous burst, and that's exactly what you're looking for as a secondary coach, because he was beat, and what a recovery. That's the prime thing for a cornerback. How fast can they recover? Look at this right here. He's beat, and look at that recovery. Judges the ball beautifully. Another good shot of it. Wow. These corners for South Florida, they've got 5 corners that are good football players, and their 2 starters can flat play, Mike Jenkins and Trey Williams.
That pass was intended for Quentin Lawrence. And Williams made up the distance when the ball was in the air. That is tough to do, but he did it. So each of our starting quarterbacks with an interception here in the opening quarter. 4.5 minutes to play, first period, still no score. Julmis begins the third series as the quarterback. And it's Williams again, and right now we're seeing more of Williams than Blanchard.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, that's a little bit of a surprise, but this is a key series right here for Julmis and the South Florida offense. I mean, good opening drive, terrible mistake. Can't convert a third down and short, and really that was Julmis' fault. It was there, he just stumbled. They have got to get the football out of this. They're on the 6-yard line now. They've got to get a first down.
Williams is seeing his first significant playing time in the backfield as a member of the Bulls. And he's got it again. He's across the 10, going to break it outside. Up to the 20-yard line. That's a gain of 14 and a USF first down.
Yeah, he really makes a great cutback right here. Take a look at it. They just run the zone play. Watch the cutback right there, north and south. Excellent job, and that was really a key play now out to the 20-yard line. Now you got some breathing room.
Well, Moses Blanchard still on the sidelines. Williams from Lake Wales. Walk on with energy. He had 7 carries in the spring game. He briefly appeared in the bowl game in Charlotte last year against North Carolina State, but did not carry the football. 1st and 10 at the 20. Julmis with all kinds of time. Now on his back foot, throws it down the field. The pass is caught. Pulled in at midfield. That's S.J. Green with his first reception in 2006.
And I think we may have a late hit on the quarterback or a hold, one of the two.
Yeah, this one's coming back. It's a penalty against the Bulls.
Boy, you know, S.J. Green, nobody within 20 yards of him here. That's devastating right there.
Holding. Number 70 on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
And watch Julmis right here. He takes a pretty good hit right after that ball is delivered. But that was Jared Carnes, the left tackle, a big guy, 6'7", 310, a transfer out of West Virginia,
yeah,
your
Concord.
home state. Concord, yes, sir.
Well, that was Brian Smith who was putting the heat on Julmis, and he can do that. He can really come off the end very quickly. He's got 4.6 speed. 1st and 20. Julmis looked to be a design quarterback draw all the way. Makes one good move. Another flag is down, and he's down to the 18.
Well, this is your biggest concern in an opening game, you know, as a head coach. I always worried about mistakes in the kicking game. You know, we've already seen 2 very poor punts tonight. Jim Leavitt, certainly, I recognize that look. Not very happy right now, and I don't blame him. But these are the things that can happen in an opening game with such a young team.
Well, the longer the Bulls let McNeese State hang around, the more confidence the Cowboys will have.
Absolutely correct on that. Here's the call.
Holding. Number 70 on the offense. Half
Wow.
the distance to the goal.
2 plays in a row.
Repeat first down.
So Carnes from St. Pete Catholic, the senior, called on back-to-back major penalties.
Yeah, and of course, take a look at it right here, left side of the screen. Well, I tell you what, I got to be honest, I really didn't see a hold there. He put a guy on his back.
There's been a lot of talk in the preseason that Thed Watson would be redshirted. He is dressed and is available tonight for the Bulls. We may see him in there.
And he's in there right now, I think.
Handoff in the backfield, nowhere to go. Brian Smith just swallowed up the ball carrier.
Yeah, this is a horrible start now, and the penalties have had a tremendous impact on this drive, obviously. Again, just too much penetration up front, and that's a bust because the outside backer, Brian Smith, totally unblocked, and that is one guy you're not going to leave unblocked because he's going to make plays.
Colby Erskine on the carry. 2nd and 27. The Bulls have to reach their own 30 to move the change. Here's Erskine trying to go around, and Smith is not having it. He closed that right down.
And you can just see it now. You know, McNeese is starting to gain a lot of momentum on defense. They're excited. They're running to the football. South Florida keeps making mistake after mistake after mistake. Not a good start for the Bulls. A great start for McNeese.
Now the McNeese State cheering contingent is all the way down at the other end of the field. And we're 2 minutes away from changing ends.
And, of course, Coach Tate is also really the defensive coordinator, so he does it all on that side of the ball.
Yeah, they run a 4-2-5, Doug, and they've been doing that since about 1990. He's real comfortable in that defensive look. 3rd and 26. Here's the pitch. One good move by Erskine, and he'll get forward progress near the 9.
And that was Brian Smith again that made that play. He can run. He is all over the field.
From Newton, Texas, a real big impact player last year. 2nd team all Southland preseason. And he wants to come out, and I can understand after 3 terrific plays in a row.
Well, now, of course, Petrov, now this is his 2nd punt as a collegian. And, you know, when you're on your own 8.5-yard line, your football team needs a good punt. He has the ability. You just got to relax and stroke the ball here.
Drops the ball in the end zone. Ball is loose.
Unbelievable.
Touchdown, McNeese State. Dropped the ball in the end zone. Jared Dolan fell on it. Touchdown, Cowboys. And the 1AA Cowboys from Lake Charles, Louisiana, draw first blood.
Snap was a little low, but obviously you have to be able to handle that. And then, of course, whiffed on it, lost his poise. Worst nightmare for a head coach when you put these young freshmen on the field. You never know what you're going to get, and it has not been pretty.
Jared Dolan with the fumble recovery in the end zone. And it stuns the crowd here at Raymond James Stadium. Versajay on to add the extra point. And he does just that. Tommy Tate and company, their first touchdown of the year. It comes on a botched special teams play by the Bulls. Jared Dolan falls on it. 7-0 McNeese State. South Florida, the Bulls will get the football back. Now they trail McNeese State 7-0. Jared Dolan recovers a fumble in the end zone. That wasn't a block punt. It goes technically as a fumble recovery in the end zone. McNeese State with a 7-0 lead.
And I'll tell you what, this is a shock to this stadium right here. And, of course, McNeese, they're going real well for them right now. And it all started with that interception on that opening drive by South Florida. Down inside the 20-yard line and make a poor throw and get it knocked around and intercepted. And, boy, the wheels have fallen off for South Florida after that.
All right, we'll see what happens with the Bulls on this offensive possession. Versajay set to kick it off. Gets the good foot into this one. Inside the 5-yard line from the 3. Across the 20. This is Randolph. Kicking it to the outside. Stretching forward out to the 34-yard line. And that's a kickoff return of 29 yards.
But, Dave, he's exciting, but he made a mistake right there. He made just a couple too many cuts. Take a look at it here. As a kick returner, once you make your decision, you got to go north and south. If he stays north and south right there, he gets at least 10 more yards. You're not going to be able to bounce it around like that, not on this level of football.
Well, after playing in the shadow of their own end zone on their last possession, now the Bulls with a little bit more operating room. They'll start first and 10 from their own 34.
And that's still Jewel Mist at quarterback. I really thought there was a pretty strong possibility that we might have seen the young redshirt freshman Grothe.
Jewel Mist from the shotgun, straight pass, completed up near the 41-yard line, and reception made by Marcus Edwards.
Boy, that was Jonathan Walker at right corner for McNeese, and man, he threw him around like a rag doll. These corners are very, very good and veteran football players for McNeese.
Plenty of fireworks that ended the quarter with a fumble recovery for a touchdown by the McNeese State Cowboys. We're back to Raymond James for the second period in a moment. USF Bulls fans keeping the faith. 7-0 McNeese. Bulls have the football. Second down and 2. We'll start the second quarter with USF at the 42-yard line. Inside handoff. across the 45-yard line, up near the 46. Jewel miss on the keeper, that in fact. That was a great fake. He faked me out. He got Walt Smith into the lineup for the first time. The senior from Bartow then pulled the ball out of his belly and went around the left end and picked up the first down. 1st and 10 from the 46. Again from the gun. And this time, he does in fact hand it to Walt Smith.
You know, this is amazing to me, Dave. They have played 4 different players at the running back position in the first quarter. You know, it's really hard. And now here comes another one. It's hard to get into a rhythm as a running back when you're playing 2 plays at a time.
Moses Blanchard started the game at the tailback spot. We have not seen him for a while. Oh, that's a nice move. Flag is down, and Smith takes it down near the 35-yard line. Took the handoff to the short side, made the first man miss.
Every official out there threw a flag that time. Look at that.
They're all over the place.
I mean, they're going to have to get the ground crew out here. There are flags everywhere. Multiple penalties, I think. Well, this is going to be a long discussion right here. Now, this is not going to be easy to figure out.
Illegal formation on the offense. Illegal substitution on the defense. Penalties offset. Replay 2nd down.
You're right.
Wow.
There are about how many flags out there? I see at least 3.
There's 5.
There's 5?
There were 5. One guy, he picked one up. There were 5 out there. It's unbelievable.
So we will replay 2nd down.
And that illegal formation, that was a wide receiver, again, that did not get lined up right. They had 12 on the field. That really hurt. That would have been a 15-yarder.
2nd down and 4. Jewel Miss throwing the football. 4 of 6 with an interception. Going to keep it. And he is deceptively fast as he turns the corner and gets out of bounds near the 43-yard line.
Another flag on the field, and that could negate a first down right here. Coming back, let's take a look. If this is another wide receiver illegally lined up, Jim Leavitt is going to blow a gasket on the sideline.
That's
wow.
The 4th penalty.
Wow.
In the early going against the Bulls.
If I were the assistant coaches and players, I would move away right here because there's going to be an explosion. And rightfully so.
Formation.
Yep.
5-yard penalty.
Unbelievable.
We know now that Division 1A teams are playing 12 regular season games. Every game you play against a 1AA foe counts towards bowl eligibility, and the Bulls have been flat. No question about that.
Well, I don't think it's flat. I think there's just so many new players, and that's the head coach's worst nightmare. You don't know what they're going to do, and so far it has not been fun.
2nd and 9. Joel missed a pass. Over the middle, the pass was tipped. Incomplete. It was a crossing pattern intended for Amari Jackson.
That easily could have been intercepted, and Jewel Miss does not look comfortable at all to me. You know, it's funny. Take a look at it right here. You got a double crossing pattern. They're trying to run pick route. See it right there? And the ball was not thrown on time, and that was tipped up in the air. And, you know, we've seen those tipped before. That's dangerous. 3rd and 9.
So now McNeese has forced the Bulls into a 3rd and long situation. The Bulls in the spread with 4 wide and a wing to the right. Jewel Miss steps up, delivers the ball. Pass is caught into McNeese territory. Very close to a first down. Very close. He needed to get beyond the 44-yard line of McNeese. And the catch was made by Jackson. He is right at the marker.
He is, and I did not think that was a very favorable spot for South Florida. We're going to get the chains out and take a look at this one. Take a look at it right here. Let's see. Let's check the spot out. He is right down. Oh, you can't quite see it on the sideline there. Let's see if we can see it this view right here. Oh, yeah, we're going to see it right here. Well, you know what? That's not a bad spot. That's about where he stepped out. Not a good job by the wide receiver of knowing where he had to get for the first down. He easily could have got it.
Doesn't have it.
No.
No, he does. Now, did I see that right?
Now, wait a minute.
Gave me the length signal and then signaled first down.
That means
correct?
he got it by that much.
Now, if Jim Leavitt had a problem with the spot of that football, that could have been a coach's challenge situation. Coach's challenge is in effect for both teams tonight. Each team with one. 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. Hand off to Williams. Takes it off the right side, tucks it up near the 40-yard line for a gain of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Bulls looking a little bit more in rhythm on offense on this particular drive. They got all the way down to the McNeese State 17-yard line on their first possession before Joel Mist was intercepted.
Yeah, and it just, you know, you just have to calm down. You got to calm down on the sideline. Relax, fellas. Come on, we're better than this. Play the game.
Quarterback draw. Joel Mist with room.
Big play.
Inside the 30. Takes it down inside the 25 to the 23-yard line. That's a gain of 17 and a Bulls first down.
You know, I'm not sure if this was a corner blitz. And I'm not sure if Joel Mist saw the corner blitzing and just took off, or it was a design play. That's hard to say. I know one thing, it was effective.
Yeah, they moved Kenneth Lundy, the big sophomore, out of the middle of the line, and Joel Mist went right past him, up the gut for 17 on 1st and 10. Bulls keep it on the ground. A gain of a yard, but not much more.
Well, you know what? McNeese ran another blitz that time. They have blitzed on a regular basis in the first half, and Joel Mist is limping out of the game right now.
He's coming to the sidelines. That was the first carry of Keenley Dorsey. Gain of a yard. Big East scoreboard. Rutgers goes on the road and they win at North Carolina. West Virginia takes out Marshall. First time those two teams had met since 1997. This year, West Virginia had Steve Slayton and Patrick White. Marshall didn't have Randy Moss and Chad Pennington like they did in 97. On first down, Grothe into the game, and his first collegiate pass is a completion.
Well, you knew that he was going to enter the game at some point. You certainly did not want to see it because of an injury to Joel Mist. But take a look at it. The redshirt freshman puts it on the money.
That's Amp Hill.
Transfer from LSU, had a severe, but now they're looking at Joel Mist on the sideline. Can't quite see whether it's ankle they're looking at.
Grothe, the redshirt freshman from Lakeland, Lake Gibson High School.
Two-time All-Stater, Dave.
Has the Bulls in the red zone. 3rd down and 3. Runs the option, keeps the football. He's near the first down marker. Needed to get inside the 3rd down, the 13-yard line to move the sticks. What an exciting night this has got to be for him.
Well, you know,
first college game.
For all these freshmen and redshirt freshmen, I'll tell you what, especially at that position, I guarantee you, he's a little bit jumpy right now. Great high school quarterback, heavily recruited.
Amp Hill stays in the game. He's in the slot on the left side. He's got terrific size. At 6'3", 205. He's from Jacksonville. Play action by Grothe on the keeper. Looking, gonna tuck it. Makes the first man miss. Inside the 10, inside the 5, diving down to the 1-yard line. It's 1st and goal.
Well, I'll tell you, the fans like that right there. They've been looking for a spark, and it looks like the young guys got a chance to give it to him. Right here, nice job right there. Gives the limp leg, makes him miss. Great job of advancing the football.
He was a Florida 4A Player of the Year, Mr. Football finalist. Nose of the football just outside the 1-yard line.
Here's an audible. Young freshman making audibles.
Takes a snap. Here's the pitch to the corner, into the end zone. Touchdown, Bulls.
Ball came loose. Did not signal touchdown, and ball came loose.
It looked for certain that Erskine was in the end zone. Wow, that's a great break for the Bulls.
Unbelievable break right there.
Erskine looked to be surely going into the end zone. Here's how close it was.
Speed option. Take a look at it right here. Erskine ducks his head right there, and the ball comes out. No question about it. That's the correct call.
He was stopped by Edwards.
Yes, he was.
Edwards was at the goal line. Erskine would have been into the end zone easily, but the wide receiver was coming back to give him a hand, and he kept him out of the end zone. Timeout on the field. We're back to Raymond James in just a moment. McNeese State 7, South Florida 0. We're early in the second quarter. Just moments ago, prior to the second timeout by McNeese State, Colby Erskine appeared to be going in for a touchdown. We now understand that this play is under review. The ball is out.
Yep, and the ball is out and in the end zone. McNeese does not control the football here before it goes out of bounds. This probably is going to be reviewed and be a touchback. That's my opinion, right? The ball's clearly out. I think they ruled him down right there and did not see the fumble. But it's under review now, and I'll tell you, this is a very good chance of being ruled. There's another angle. This could very easily be ruled a touchback, and that would be the second time that South Florida was down in scoring position. Oh. Wow.
Pat Julmis, who had to leave the game and was getting some treatment on the sidelines. Matt Grothe is now in a quarterback for the Bulls. Julmis threw an interception at the 17-yard line on the Bulls' first drive. Erskine looked to be heading in for a touchdown. Here's the call.
After review, the play stands as called on the field. Second down.
Wow.
Wow. Well, that's a huge break for USF.
Yeah, you see Coach Tate laughing there because, that's an amazing break right there for USF. Let's see if they can take advantage now.
Our replay clearly showed that Erskine was not down.
Right.
And the ball was out and fumbled through the end zone, in the end zone, even though McNeese State did not have possession. But the Bulls have it. Now, of course, we don't know on that replay where the whistle blew.
Yeah, if the whistle blew, then, of course, that would take priority over that.
The play would be dead.
Because they missed the call. I mean, they did not see the fumble initially.
Opportunity for the Bulls to tie the game. Grothe pushes the pile. No signal yet. Touchdown, Bulls.
Boy, a big sigh of relief on the South Florida side of the field right there. A very, very good break for the Bulls.
Well, that's going to be a series to remember for that freshman.
Nice job of keeping his feet working, getting it in the end zone, and not bad. You come in your first series, put it in the end zone.
You complete your first pass. You're in the middle of a controversial review, and then you bang it on in there. That's a 13-play, 66-yard drive by USF. Mike Benzer adds the extra point. Early in the second, we're all even. Plenty of fireworks at Raymond James. USF 7, McNeese State 7. Wow, that face of Wally Burnham just says football, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'll
just
tell you
screams football.
You know, veteran defensive coordinator, assistant head coach here at South Florida, long-time linebacker coach at Florida State, coached Derek Brooks, Jones, all those great backers there. And he loves these linebackers he has right here at South Florida. Tremendous defensive football coach. Great influence on this whole staff.
Justin Tate, Richard sophomore from Palmetto, set to kick off. Following the touchdown by the Bulls, short kick. Taken at the 8. Across the 25 and out of bounds goes Stephen Whitehead.
Boy, Stephen Whitehead's a good one. He was the all-conference return guy in the Southland Conference last year. 22.8 average on kickoff returns, 13.4 on punt returns. Those are big numbers.
Yeah, he had a couple of really nice ones last year, Doug. He had a 57-yard return against Sam Houston and a 40-yarder against Stephen F. Austin. So now the offense comes back out onto the field for McNeese, and we are tied at 7. Farrow with the handoff. And you can see the Bulls are kind of flying around to that football right now. Thomas is quickly brought down.
And that is the trademark of the South Florida defense since Jim Leavitt has been here, and Wally. They can flat run and fly and get to the football. There's Ben Moffitt right there. Man, they call him Papa Ben. He's got two young children. He's just a junior linebacker, was married in high school. He's got a 4-year-old son.
We'll show you the cast on his left hand in just a moment. It's a big one. And you saw the big edge the Bulls would have in total yards right now. That pass is caught out of the backfield. Boy, Whitehead, he has got those quick feet up to the 45-yard line. That's a 19-yard gain.
Yeah, and that was man-to-man coverage, and I don't know what happened, but I know one thing. He was scot-free running across the field. Take a look at it right here. That's a mistake. The corner just turned him loose for some reason.
First and 10 from the 45. Nice quick move inside. On the carry by Chris Thomas, the fifth-year senior from Slidell. He was going left and then shot it quickly up the middle of the field. And he takes it down to the 48.
He's got burst. And, you know, when these players line up, Dave, they don't say, hey, I'm 1A and you're 1AA. You know, but they play football, buddy. And McNeese, give them a lot of credit. They're coming off of football right now and playing with a lot of intensity and a lot of poise.
There's a lot of beef up front for this McNeese State offensive line. We'll check that in a second. Thoreau, what a quick move into the territory of the South Florida Bulls down to the 40-yard line. That's a gain of 12 and another first down.
And a flag on the field.
This one may be coming back.
Dead ball. Personal foul. Number 3 on the offense.
Wow,
15-yard penalty from the end of the run.
On Chris Thomas.
It must have been a little talking or something going on, a little discussion. Take a look at it here. That's the follow play right there. And that was Moffitt that made the mistake. A good fake, though, by Thoreau.
Well, that's a terrible personal
and
foul.
There he comes out, and there's Coach Tate. He said, we're going to get this straight right now.
So it's 1st and 10 for McNeese State. The line of scrimmage is the Cowboys, 45. They are big, Doug, across the front. Poussin's a 1AA All-American. He's 300 pounds at the left tackle spot. James Jordan, 334. Lance Freeman, the center, he's at 300 pounds.
Keyword here, 18 returning starters for McNeese State, veteran players.
Deep handoff. First opportunity tonight for Chris Bush to carry the football. Junior from New Orleans, John Curtis High. Big East scoreboard. You know, Syracuse was a 2-touchdown underdog to Wake Forest tonight in Winston-Salem. That game is tied at 10 at the half. Pittsburgh leading Virginia at Heinz Field 10-3. That's in the second quarter. And Cincinnati leads Eastern Kentucky. The Colonels ranked 20th in the preseason poll in 1AA, and Cincinnati has the lead early.
And the win by Rutgers, an excellent start for the Big East up to this point today.
Pass tipped and nearly intercepted.
Boy, and that was big Stephen Nicholas in there. And he got a big paw up and swatted that thing around. That could have, you're right, that could have gone the other way very easily. Take a look at it. Watch Nicholas here. Beats the block of the back. Boy, he's a good athlete. And then comes up and gets that big left hand on the football. And that was Moffitt that almost picked it up in midair. That would have been a deflection from backer to backer.
Now you can understand why the Sporting News considers him to be the 5th best outside linebacker in college football this year.
And a great kid, son of a minister from Jacksonville. Great kid.
3rd down and 8 from the 47, from the gun. Thoreau steps up, is going to tuck it. Inside the 50, diving for the sticks. He's close. Maybe just shy of the marker at the Bulls' 45. He needed to reach the 45 for the first down. And now we do have the indication. It is short, but just by a couple of feet.
Yeah, and I thought that was a good spot. Take a look. Here's really the weakness of the South Florida defense this year. All young players up front for their defensive front four. And they left a huge running lane for Thoreau, and he took it right there. South Florida's very, very veteran, linebacker and in the secondary, but really, really a young front four and a small front four.
On the short yardage situation for Rowe. On the keeper, and it looks like he's got it.
I thought he had it. Take a look at the spot. I thought he had it, though, but it was, yep, first down. Okay.
Derek Faroux, redshirt freshman from Erath, Louisiana. And McNeese State here in the first half, Doug, they're giving as well as they're getting.
Oh, hey, believe me. You know, I know that Jim Leavitt, you know, we talked to him yesterday. He knows clearly how good McNeese State is. I'm not sure that his team quite had an understanding. They've beaten 17, they've had 17 straight wins against 1AA teams.
Pass down the field, that's caught at the 10-yard line. Reception made by Quentin Lawrence. That's his first catch.
That is the exact same play I saw on film from last year, and that was Carlos Franklin who threw it. Take a look at it. Here's the wide receiver coming in motion. I talked to Coach Tate today. He said Franklin's got the best arm on the team. That wasn't necessarily a great throw, but I'll tell you, very effective.
The nose of the football is on the 10. So it's first and goal, but the Cowboys will have to go 10 yards, all 10. Faroux, maybe to the 9, but not much more. Nicholas, great penetration, dropped him after a short gain.
Yep, Nicholas and Moffitt together right there. There's your first and second leading tackler from the team from last year, and you can see why. I really anticipate that Wally Berman will bring some blitzes now in this situation. There you see Nicholas, man, he's getting fired up, making the calls.
When all was said and done, give him a gain of maybe a half a yard, but no more. Faroux, quarterback keeper, spinning. And he hits a wall of green and gold at the 6-yard line. It'll be third down and goal.
Well, that was Danny Verpael that saved the door for right there, because South Florida, as we anticipated, was in a full blitz. Take a look at it right here. They're in a full blitz, and watch Verpael, 17. This tackle by St. Louis, and Verpael right there on the spot.
Verpael, the sophomore from Merritt Island. So glad to be back in the lineup after he missed all of last year with a broken foot suffered in fall camp.
Pretty good lick he put on the quarterback right there as well. I hope he had his rib pads on, because that caught him right in the ribs in the back.
Third and goal. We got a flanker to the left and a wingback to the left. Faroux. The pass is caught. Got the ball to the tight end down to the 3-yard line. Will Bleakley made the, no, check that, 84. Kyle Link made the catch for the Cowboys.
And Trey Williams, corner, made a great play right there, and another good recovery. Take a look. He's wide open here. I thought this was a touchdown, but watch Trey Williams right there.
Textbook.
Nice open field tackle, and a great job by the corner.
Link, good size, 6'6", 285, a sophomore from Lake Charles. Oh, they're going to rule that pass incomplete now.
Ball must have come off as he hit the ground. Outstanding kicker right here.
Versace, 16 and 19 last year, right in front of the goal post. This will be a 23-yard attempt. It's up and through. And the Cowboys retake the lead. A 23-yard field goal. 4:52 remaining in the first half. McNeese State 10, South Florida 7. Well, McNeese State, the 1AA Cowboys from Lake Charles, Louisiana, where rumored the Pirate, Jean Lafitte, used to run when there would be too much heat. Here's another look at that third down play, and this was ruled incomplete, Doug. Oh,
well, you know what? Absolutely.
A good call.
Great call by the official. Absolutely.
Want to get another look at that? 4:52 to go in the first half. Tommy Tate and the Cowboys of McNeese State. You know, often in these 1A, 1AA matchups, the 1AA team just can't survive the first wave. You know, when they're bowled over and they have to change their game plan, that has not happened tonight.
Yeah, and all because of the one tip pass on the opening drive for South Florida. Okay, now let's see what Mr. Randolph, number 80, can do. He's looked impressive on the returns up to this point.
Mercy J with the kick. This one will stay in bounds and be picked up at the 6. Randolph doing some dancing, and he is down to the 16-yard line. That is a dangerous game to play.
He turned a disaster into just a bad play.
Here's what's coming up at the half. We'll take a look around the Big East Conference. We'll share a moment with a local legend, Roy Selmon, and we'll check all the stats and highlights from the first 30 minutes of the season opener for both of these teams. Labor Day weekend, college football is back and couldn't get here soon enough.
No, absolutely. I think, the whole country is glad to see the guys playing some ball.
Matt Grothe came in relief of the injured Pat Julemis, and in his first ever series completed a pass and scored a 1-yard touchdown. And there he was thrown to the ground like a rag doll by the impressive right end of the McNeese State Cowboys, Brian Smith.
Boy, I'll tell you, he is, Brian Smith he's making every play, and that's hard to do, when you're a defensive end on one side of the field, but he has really been impressive.
This front 4 of the McNeese State Cowboys has dominated the line of scrimmage at times. Grothe, good protection. Pass is completed out to the 25-yard line. S.J. Green makes his second reception. Well, check that. That's his first reception.
And we got a player down for South Florida.
Boy, Smith, so big, so active, 93 in white. Just roaming from sideline to sideline. Remember, he started at the other end of the line of scrimmage. He's the right tackle.
Boy, and this is not good. That is Thed Watson, who was down right there. And he was rumored to possibly be redshirting this year, but an outstanding talent, was the starting left tackle last year.
Second team All Big East.
Second team All Big East, and definitely a guy who possibly has a future, was going to redshirt. Boy, this is not good.
He was so excited when the decision was made by head coach Jim Leavitt and the staff to get him back onto the field this year. And he is down at the 5-yard line.
Jared Carnes started at the left tackle, and of course he had the 2 back-to-back holding penalties, and that was the last that we saw of Jared.
Big Thed's up. And anytime you see a guy that size come off under his own power, that's a good sign.
That's very encouraging. That's Steve Walls, the trainer, walking him off. Outstanding trainer for South Florida.
So with Thed out of the game, Carnes, number 70, comes back in. He started tonight at left tackle. 2 wide receivers to the right on this 3rd down and 1 situation. Walt Smith, the lone setback, behind Matt Grothe. And he has got the first down. Out to the 27-yard line. Inside of 4 minutes to go in our first half. USF has all 3 of their timeouts remaining. McNeese State has 1.
I'm looking for Moses Plancher on the sideline. I can't quite figure out why he just played a couple snaps early, and we really haven't seen him since.
We have not received any update from Sports Information in terms of Moses Plancher and Julemis. Here's the pass, incomplete. Grothe put that one up, and Amari Jackson had one-on-one coverage, but they just couldn't make the connection.
Yeah, and he really had to throw it early because Mr. Brian Smith was bearing down fast and hard. Take a look at it right here. You'll see right here, see Mr. Smith right there? Boy, he has really been impressive. Up to about 225 this year, played at about 215 as a sophomore.
2nd down and 10. Grothe rolling right, going to let this one go. Incomplete. Double coverage. Green was guarded stride for stride back there. The Cowboys were all over that.
And the longer that the Cowboys stay in this game, and possibly what you worry about is the more panic that sets in for South Florida. I'll tell you what, folks, look out.
There's 10 starters back on this McNeese State defense, and they are stout in the secondary. On one quarter, Ivan Stevenson has 4.37 speed. On the other side, Jonathan Walker from Lake Charles, he's beginning his 3rd year as a starter. 3rd and 10.
Looks to me like McNeese and Coach Tate right there. You're going to see these guys in the 1AA playoffs. I don't think there's any question about that if they can stay healthy.
3rd and 10.
Blitz.
Here comes the blitz. Grothe recognizes.
Oh, boy.
Oh, man, he threw that ball into double coverage, and Stevenson nearly had the pick.
Wow.
18, Amari Jackson, incomplete. 4th down and 10.
You know, and after the play, take a look at it right here. Grothe was motioning that Jackson should have kept coming inside, and Jackson stopped outside. Wow.
That ball was in the arms of Stevenson.
Very, very fortunate right there. And see Grothe right there. Further in.
Petrov to punt the ball. Check that. That was Alvarado. Alvarado with the punt that time for the Bulls.
And there's Whitehead. Look out.
Whitehead takes it all the way back to the 41-yard line. So Jim Leavitt not so happy with Petrov and his inability to punt the ball out of the end zone in a play that resulted in a touchdown for McNeese State. He decides to go to Delbert Alvarado with the punt.
And he was close to having his knee on the ground when that snap was. So not a very good job by that young guy either. They were fortunate right there. That wasn't called down on the spot.
This is a big series defensively for USF. Bulls a bit on their heels, get late in the first half. McNeese has great field position. Here's Thomas, and Thomas cracks down to the 38-yard line.
Boy, and that was a collision right there. There has been some real hitting on the South Florida's part on the defensive side of the ball. And you know what? McNeese has given them everything they can take. Including
a new quarterback, Mark Fontenot. Redshirt sophomore. He's a lefty.
Yep, he had 2 starts last year, so he at least has played.
2nd down and 6. 3 wide. A flanker to the right. Controls a high snap. Play action. Pass.
Whoa.
Oh, my goodness. What a great hit. Separated from the football. How about Jeremy Burnett?
That was a heck of a collision by Burnett, and that's exactly what the safety is supposed to do when that ball's thrown over the middle. They're going to pay the price. And take a look at Burnett and the break he gets right there. He got there at the same time as the ball. Now just listen to this. Just listen.
Whack. Jeremy Haynes got his hands on the football, but that was a big-time lick. 3rd down, big play. Fontenot swarmed under. Sack time for the Bulls. George Selvey collects the sack along with a couple of his defensive line pals, but Selvey led the charge. Redshirt freshman from Pensacola. Keep your eye on 95.
95, and that was a twist inside, and he comes clean, and that's another freshman playing his first college snaps right here tonight.
Well, Doug, we said that was going to be a big defensive series for the Bulls, and maybe the USF defense sensed that as well. Very strong.
And I thought it was an interesting time to switch quarterbacks on really such a key series in the game. But, he was definitely going to play tonight. They probably had it, rotated and done it in some kind of a script, and that was his time to come in. I think I might have changed the script myself. I had a hot hand going at quarterback and a chance to really take the lead by more than 3.
Scores from around the Big East. Remember last year, Rutgers had a big lead and lost a heartbreaker the opening weekend to Illinois. They held on to beat North Carolina.
My old school. How about that? The Scarlet Knights.
West Virginia. So much expected of the Mountaineers. An easy win over Marshall this afternoon in Morgantown. Syracuse and Wake at the half in Winston-Salem. Pitt leading Virginia 10-3.
Wow.
Cincinnati with a 7-0 lead on the Colonels of Eastern Kentucky.
Another Big East team struggling with a 1AA.
Mercer J does it all. Place kicking.
Got it.
By a second. Here's a block. Bulls with a big play on special teams. USF's got it at a McNeese State 40-yard line.
That was a poor snap, and that started, but boy, that was a jailbreak. I think it was Trey Williams, 21, that gets it. Take a look at it right here. Yes, it is. 21, Trey Williams. Boy, he's made a lot of plays tonight. McNeese is fortunate right there that the ball stayed right there. Flag.
Number one, White, 15 yards from the 40-yard line.
Wow.
First down.
Wow.
That ball was recovered by Mike Padilla.
Second personal foul in a crucial situation against the McNeese Cowboys. Coach Tate is not going to be happy with that. And what an opportunity for the Bulls right here. 149, plenty of time. Ball at the 25-yard line.
Boy, this one has changed in the last couple of minutes. McNeese was set up in USF territory. They could have potentially built a 10-point lead. Now here's USF going for the lead right before halftime. Pass is caught, and the reception is made by Hill and Hill.
Now that throw was high, though. Had the throw been really on target, he would have had a chance to turn and get himself upfield. And now let's see how the young freshman handles a 2-minute situation.
Check that. That was Cedric Hill with the reception.
Yeah, and they're slow getting lined up, taking way too much time.
Cedric Hill with his first catch tonight. Grothe on the option. Keeps it. Late pitch to Williams, and he is swarmed in the backfield.
And very, very poor execution of the speed option play. The timing was way off. The back was way ahead of the quarterback. Boy, young players, take a look at it right here. See, he's got a not very good at all. And Jared, Corns was really having some trouble with Mr. Smith again. What a way to break in as a young player, playing your first game in Division I football and going against Brian Smith all night.
Ivan Stevenson. That was just textbook execution by a defensive back on how to shut that down. We've got 61 seconds left in the first half. Both teams have one timeout remaining.
And, of course, look into a possible field goal situation. That's another young player who really has not played at all for South Florida. That's Mike Benzer. And he missed some early last year and really lost his job, was expected to be the starter. The first extra point that he hit did not hit very well either. I'm sorry, I got to be honest and say that. It did not look like Bill Grammatica on that extra point. Let's put it that way.
2 touchdowns in this game. The first scored by McNeese State with 35 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Jared Dolan recovered a fumble punt in the end zone. Matt Grothe had a 1-yard touchdown run early in the second quarter for South Florida. McNeese State, 23-yard field goal to take the lead. Here we go. Grothe hit as he throws. Ball's up for grabs. Incomplete.
Yeah, that definitely hit the ground. And boy, Grothe hit the ground as well, big time.
Taurus Johnson nearly made a shoestring catch. And it's 4th down.
And this is... Let's see, is Benzer out there? 20? Yes,
That's
he is.
Brian Smith again.
Yeah, he is absolutely all over the field.
Here's Benzer on to attempt the field goal. This will come from the right hash. It'll be a 40-yard attempt. Anthony Severino is the holder. On the way. Hits the upright. Hit the right upright. And Tommy Tate's reaction tells you everything you need to know about it.
Well, that's kind of been the theme tonight for South Florida. They've hit uprights. They've made a lot of errors in this football game. Take a look at it. See, I think he hit it. Looked like he hit it dead center. The ball came straight back.
Was hooking in.
Wow. Almost dead center. Yes, sir, Coach Tate says. That's what I'm talking about.
50 seconds remaining in the first half. And with McNeese State having just one timeout. Now the clock has started after the change of possession.
Yep.
Doesn't look like they'll chance it.
No, they're going to say, hey, fellas, we're thrilled to have a 10-7 lead. We're just going to take it in. Going to let the clock run down as far as possible here. 4, 3. There it is. There's the snap.
Well, this has been an entertaining first half. It's been really hard to judge, Doug, the momentum in this one.
Well, and it's been a half of, frankly, a lot of errors, really, especially by South Florida. And, you know, huge plays, obviously the tip pass at the start of the game that was returned all the way down. A huge break for South Florida on the, when honestly I felt the officials missed the call on the fumble when South Florida was going in.
Coming up at the half, we'll take a look around the Big East Conference. We'll visit with local legend Roy Selmon. Looking forward to that. And we'll have all the stats and highlights of a very entertaining, it may not have been crisp football for you, Doug, as the ex-coach, but we had a lot of entertaining football in the first half. We'll check all the stats and highlights. Jim Leavitt, the head football coach of South Florida, joins us now. Jim, your impression of the first half tonight?
Well, you know, we look like a very young team. We're playing like it. You know, made a bad mistake with the punt, you know, in the end zone. We had a couple holding calls out of a young man that's never played before, and got a lot of receivers lining up wrong. You know, very, very sloppy. You know, we'll be fine if we get in there and start playing some serious and smart football. If not, it'll be a long night. You know, we just got to grow up a little bit here.
Jim, it looked like, you know.
I got to run, guys.
Okay,
Doug,
go ahead, Coach. Go get it in the half.
Jim Leavitt on his way back to the locker room. A man, a few words, but he'll have some for his team, I trust.
Yes, he will.
10-7, McNeese.
It's halftime here at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida. Dave Weekley, Doug Graber here at the break. Doug, this has been a game that has surprised a lot of people. The McNeese State Cowboys, the 1AA team from the Southland Conference, leading the South Florida Bulls of the Big East. Quite a first half.
Well, and absolutely your worst nightmare for Jim Leavitt, like we talked about. You know, McNeese, 18 returning starters, veteran team. You got a lot of talent, but you got a bunch of young kids out there, man. You never know what they're going to do. And then they kind of lose their poise a little bit, and it gets worse.
This is going to be a big football season around the Big East Conference, and the Big East is well represented in the preseason top 25 by ESPN and USA Today. You see West Virginia in the number 7 spot. They won today, beat Marshall and Morgantown. Ohio State number 1, followed by Texas, Southern Cal, Notre Dame, Oklahoma, Auburn, the Mountaineers, the Florida Gators, LSU, and FSU in the top 10.
Yeah, and of course the big game Monday night with FSU and Miami right there, number 11.
And in the second 10 of the preseason poll, the Canes, Cal, Louisville of the Big East, Georgia, Michigan, Virginia Tech, Iowa, Clemson, Penn State, and Oregon. So with 5 BCS bowls this year, it's not outside the realm of possibility that the Big East could get 2 in, West Virginia and Louisville.
Well, they're both outstanding football teams, and that is very possible. They play late in the season.
All right, now let's go to the preseason poll of the Big East coaches. And as you might expect, West Virginia dominated there, followed by Louisville, Pitt, Rutgers, South Florida, Connecticut, Cincinnati, and Syracuse. Doug, we talked about this before the game. West Virginia and Louisville expected to be at the top. Cincinnati and Syracuse expected to be at the bottom. You see USF, they are 5th. But, I mean, I see those slots between Pitt, Rutgers, USF, and Connecticut all up for grabs.
Yeah, really up for grabs. And, of course, you know, South Florida may not look like it, but there's a lot of talent on that field, but they're a young football team.
This is week number 1 of the college football season, and actually a Big East team was in action on Thursday at Rentschler Field. UConn looked very strong against Rhode Island of the Atlantic 10. Huskies win that game 52-7. Games today in the Big East. Rutgers goes on the road, and they beat North Carolina, the ACC, 21-16 in the second quarter. Pitt has extended its lead on the Virginia Cavaliers of Al Grothe, 17-3. West Virginia with an easy win over Marshall of Conference USA. Third quarter, Syracuse hanging in with Wake Forest. That's a bit of a surprise. And Cincinnati in the second quarter leads the Colonels of Eastern Kentucky at Yager Stadium in the Queen City, 7-0. What jumps out at you there?
Yeah, and a big start, you know, for South Florida, but they got to pick it up here to join that crowd.
Well, I'll tell you what, we've got plenty more coming here at halftime. And don't forget, tomorrow night on ESPN, Kentucky and Louisville. You know, 20 years ago, nobody would have believed that Louisville would be a 3-touchdown favorite over UK, but that is exactly the situation UK and U of L find themselves in tomorrow night.
Bobby Petrino has done a great job there.
We got a lot more to come at halftime. We'll talk with the legend, Roy Selmon, when we return. McNeese State with a 3-point lead at the break. Our halftime activities continue from Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida, where the McNeese State Cowboys lead the South Florida Bulls 10-7. Now, I got to admit, this is a real treat for me to spend some time with Roy Selmon, one of the greatest football players you will ever meet, former athletic director here at South Florida, now involved in the fundraising end of the athletic department of USF. Leroy, what'd you think of the first half?
Well, you know, it's a little shaky start for the Bulls. Really give McNeese State a lot of credit. They're playing very, very hard, and the youth of our team, I think, is kind of showing up a little bit with some of the mistakes that we've made so far.
You're obviously one of the most popular players to play for the Tampa Bay Bucks. You have many successful businesses here in the area. In the final analysis, why did you stay in Tampa Bay?
Well, you know, it's a wonderful place to grow and raise a family, and that's what I discovered during my first 10 years here with Tampa Bay. And we just decided when I retired that this was a place that we enjoyed. So we stayed, and my wife got employment here. My kids went to school at the University of South Florida. So it's a great place to live. It's a wonderful part of the country, and to have an opportunity to be a part of something as exciting as building a USF football program was very appealing to myself.
Oh, the USF Bulls get to play in this beautiful stadium, relatively new stadium, although they did play in the old stadium for a season before they moved in here in 1998. The new football facilities building now into their second year. They're getting comfortable in there. Let me ask you, is it easier for you to raise funds because USF is now affiliated with a BCS league like the Big East?
Absolutely. It really helps. That's a goal that we had right from the onset, is to move into a big league conference, and that opportunity is here. And I think our fans and supporters realize that it's a big challenge, that the stakes are a little bit differently. The competition is tougher. Facilities are a lot better. So if we really want to play ball with them and really be competitive, not only do we have to do things on the field, but we have to do things off the field as well.
You know, you were here up in the booth when we talked to Jim Leavitt right before he headed back to the locker room. Obviously, he wasn't very pleased with the way the Bulls played in the first half, and understandably so. But the Bulls are celebrating their 10th year of a football program. I know that seems hard to believe, but the stability of having a head coach for that entire period like Jim Leavitt, it really does wonders to the program.
Yeah, it really does. The continuity of having your head coach for that period of time, I think, has paid big dividends for us, simply because of the relationship that he has built with high school coaches throughout the state of Florida and elsewhere. It helps us get into those doors and try to grow toward getting more and more of our share of the blue chip players, particularly here in the state of Florida.
Yeah, just to follow that, you take a look at the two deep for the Bulls. They've got local talent on both sides of the line of scrimmage.
Absolutely, and I think that's important to have that local flair here. If you can't win recruiting battles in your own territory, it makes it very difficult to win them outside of there. So we're glad to see our homegrown players in this region of the state, as well as throughout the state of Florida, which is a host of them on the Bulls team.
Leroy, it was a pleasure for me to get a chance to meet you. I enjoyed it so much.
All right, thank you.
That's Roy Selmon, a local legend. I think that's fair to say. We'll be back with more at halftime. McNeese State leads the Bulls 10-7. Well, you can see the fans making their way back to their seats because the second half of this one is coming up. And it's been a bit of surprise, Doug Graber. McNeese State leading South Florida 10-7. Jim Leavitt really wasn't too interested in talking to us at the end of the first half, understandably so. But what do you think he's telling the Bulls back in the locker room?
Well, I'll tell you what I think he should be telling them. Yelling and screaming and getting upset, that's not going to help right now. You've got to calm these young men down. They have clearly lost their poise. All your worst nightmares have come true. All the snafus in the kicking game, the punter, the kicker, I mean, the whole deal, all the penalties. Calm down, young men. We're fine. We just got to keep playing. Relax. We're much better than this, and come out and get after them.
And for McNeese State, they're right where they want to be. They're in this game at the half. They've got the lead. They've played with poise.
18 returning starters. We said it right off the bat. That's really the key, and they played with a lot of poise, and this is a good football team.
Yeah, this is a good football team, and this game has been better than a lot of people thought it would be. Let's go ahead and take a look at the highlights from the first half of action.
Well, you can see right here, there is Smith, and I'll tell you, this young man, 93, has been all over the field. Look at him right here.
This is tremendous. Watch him go all the way from the right end, all the way across the line of scrimmage to the left side and lead the charge.
Well, he can really, really run.
Petrov could not hold that ball. In fact, he never got a foot on it, so this is a fumble recovery for a touchdown by Jared Dolan. It came with just seconds remaining in the first quarter, and it gave McNeese State a 7-0 lead.
Very questionable play right here. Take a look at it. We think it was whistled down, but that easily could have been ruled a touchback for McNeese State.
And then Matt Grothe on the very next play scores his first college touchdown. What an exciting moment that was for that redshirt freshman for the Bulls of USF. Field goal. Versajay gets it up and good from 22 yards out officially, and that is where we stand. And the Bulls had a chance to tie the game.
Clunk. Clunk.
Tommy Tate's reaction says it all. And here are the stats for the first half. Look at the time of possession. That's the first number that really jumps out. Bulls with a 2-to-1 edge in that category. The Bulls have the edge, twice as many first downs. Look at the edge the Bulls have in the total yards, yet McNeese State leads the game. How's that work, Coach?
Well, I'd say that's football. That's how it works. You've made such crucial mistakes. The batted pass that was returned all the way down to set up the one score. The non-kick by the punter sets up another one. A tough first half.
You know, you mentioned Tommy Tate. We'll talk a little bit about the McNeese State mindset for the second half when we come back. Hey, call your friends. We've got a good one at Raymond James. 10-7 Cowboys over the Bulls at the break.
Live coverage of breaking news. That's what you get on ABC Action News in the morning.
Second half is coming up momentarily. Tommy Tate, the head football coach of the McNeese State Cowboys, with us now. Tommy, what was your impression of the way your Cowboys played in the first half?
Well, good first half. I mean, we missed some opportunities and some good scoring opportunities, but we got to hang in there. We got to fight through some adversity. We got to tackle better on defense, and offensively, we got to try to get the running game going. You know, we made a couple of big plays offensively, but we had a couple of really good chances at some field position where we didn't get a score. And, hopefully we can create more field position with our special teams and maybe get that running game going a little bit.
Just a thought quickly before you take off on Brian Smith. He has played a tremendous game to this point.
He's a speed guy. He plays with a motor. He's a really good football player. We're glad we got him on our team. But we got 30 more minutes of football, and we'd like to try to finish this thing.
Thank you, Tommy. Good luck in the second half.
Appreciate it.
All right, so the third quarter is coming up. Doug Graber, this is one of those situations where McNeese State, they've been sound in the kicking game, with the exception of that block punt. And they've made the plays. They're right in this game. And we thought that there would be a difference in talent tonight between the University of South Florida and McNeese State. McNeese State, a 1AA team. They have a maximum of 63 scholarships. USF plays with 85. It's been a very competitive game.
Oh, I'll tell you what, South Florida's got their hands full now, because now this McNeese State team is playing with a lot of confidence, a lot of poise. South Florida is going to have to match them in the poise area.
Cowboys will have the ball first. That kickoff to the goal line. Here comes Whitehead, and he is tripped down on a good special teams play.
Well, that was a great play by Jerome Murphy, the defensive back. He actually got held on that play, shook it off, and came back in to make a super play.
And if you're wondering, where's Moses Plancher? Plancher is out of the game with an unspecified injury. He will not return. Pat Julmis, the senior quarterback for USF, started the game, left with a leg injury. He is questionable for his return here in the second half.
And really, Moses only played that first series, so obviously whatever happened early.
Handoff goes to Chris Thomas. So Thomas takes it out near the 19-yard line. That's a gain of 3 on first down. It'll be second down and 7. One of the things that McNeese has been doing tonight, Doug, that's kept him in the game, they've kept the Bulls defense honest with at least a semblance of a running game.
Yeah, but you heard Coach Tate talk about it. If they're going to have a chance to win this football game, they're going to have to get their running game going. And vice versa for South Florida. They have got to shut it down and make them one-dimensional because they're going to have to just start dominating McNeese defensively.
They go out of the straight eye this time. Again, the handoff goes to Thomas. He goes across the 20, out near the 21-yard line. It'll be third down and about 5. We saw both quarterbacks for McNeese State in the first half. Derek Faroux started. Mark Fontenot came in the second quarter. Faroux is back in there right now.
Yeah, and Fontenot really just came in for that last drive, which is my only criticism so far. I just didn't think it was a good time. They had a chance to really do something there and break the game open a little bit, and that's tough for a quarterback to come in that situation.
Faroux on the rollout. He's an effective runner. He's going to tuck it, and he has got the first down. That's a gutsy run by that redshirt freshman quarterback. Moves the football out to the 27-yard line, and McNeese State able to convert a 3rd and 4.
Well, the key issue there is he can run. Take a look at it here. It's just the naked, and it was very well covered down the field. Obviously, the problem was they lost contain right there on the quarterback, and he's going to tuck it every time if you give him room.
So McNeese State comes out to begin the 3rd quarter. They take the 3rd quarter kickoff, and they pick up a rushing first down. 1st and 10 from the 28. Faru from the gun this time on first down. And he's going to keep it.
Nice job by Patrick St. Louis on the tackle, David.
Yeah, he wasn't. Patrick St. Louis, the senior from Booker T. Washington High in Miami. He got a hold of that young freshman quarterback and pulled him down after a gain of 2.
This is where South Florida really has to lean on those 3 linebackers right now. Not only with their play, but their leadership. That's really the key issue. They got all those young guys playing up front, really a brand new front 4, a couple freshmen in there. You know, they getting excited. But the senior, in particular, Stephen Nicholas, he's the guy that's got to take control here.
2nd down and a long 8. Faru, play action, throws, incomplete.
Boy, I'll tell you, that Trey Williams, he has really had a game here so far. He made a great play in the goal line, made a couple good plays down the field, had an interception, but coughed it up. That was crucial going the other way.
Lawrence was the intended receiver.
Yep, take a look at it right here. This is a good throw. That's just a great play by that corner. By the way, the cornerbacks are coached by Rich Rachel of South Florida. Take a look at the pressure on the QB. And Rich Rachel was my defensive coordinator for 6 years at Rutgers. Heck of a coach.
3rd down and 8. See if McNeese can convert back-to-back 3rd downs here to keep this drive alive. Faru rolling, throwing back across his body. That is tough to do. Pass was incomplete. Now a late flag comes in. A late flag comes in.
Well,
Carlise Franklin was lobbying for it.
He was lobbying. It looked like the lobby worked. Good coverage. It was tight coverage, no question about it. I don't know if there was contact before the ball got there or not. It was close.
Pass interference. Number 33 on the defense. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. First down.
Jeremy Burnett.
Let's take a look at it. You make the call, folks. Was this interference or not? Oh, yeah. No question about it. He had his right hand on him. He definitely made contact before the ball got there. Good call by the officials.
Hey, Carlise Franklin knows when he's being held. He's a first-team all-preseason Southland Conference pick. McNeese State came back into this game tonight with their 3 top receivers from last year. Nowhere to go that time for Thomas.
Boy, that was a great fill right there by Nicholas. He sniffed that thing out. He read it. He made his straight move back up inside and made a good hit. What a good football player. Now he's getting the call from Wally Burnham. Come on, Coach, hurry up. Give me the call.
Well, you know, talking about Coach Burnham, a great discussion this year about how these veteran linebackers of the South Florida Bulls pick up their keys. They pick up the triangle, right? They watch the guards and where the running back lines up.
That's exactly right. That's how it's taught.
Faru stumbling forward out near midfield. He'll be marked down at the 49-yard line. That's a gain of 10.
Yeah, he stumbled forward, but I'll tell you what, that sets up a 3rd and about 1 short yardage situation. And this would be the third down conversion in this drive if they can make this. Nice scramble by the quarterback. They've taken care of the running backs. The quarterback is the guy that's really hurting them in the running game. That's where having a 4.6 quarterback helps. 4.6 speed I'm talking about.
Whistles blow the play dead. And the Bulls want a timeout. They didn't have the right personnel grouping in. And Jim Leavitt doing a slow burn on that.
Yep.
Bulls with 2 timeouts remaining in regulation. We're back to Tampa in a moment. McNeese leads by 3. Who started at quarterback tonight for South Florida, working that stationary bike. He's questionable to return to the game, but right now McNeese State has controlled the football since the second half kickoff, facing 3rd and 2 near midfield. Faru on the keeper, and he has got the first down near the Bulls 48.
I can't tell you what a great drive this is by McNeese. That is the third down they have converted in this drive. Take a look at it right here, and every one of them has been made by this quarterback running the football. And they've done a good job of taking away the running backs, but I'll tell you what, they better come up with a solution for Farouk, because he's the guy that's hurting them right now in the running game.
Well, the unsung heroes right now, Doug, are the guards in that offensive line. They've really done a marvelous job pulling on this drive. This is the 10th play of the drive to begin the second half. Farouk going up top, pass in and out of the hands of his intended receiver. Oh, Quentin Lawrence had one hand on the ball, and it would have been first and goal for the Cowboys.
Yeah, he just really, Trey Williams just distracted him a little bit here. Take a look at it right here. Pretty darn good throw and good pressure on the quarterback right there. Real good pressure. Just distracts him right there and gets that left hand in. That's a great recovery by Trey Williams. He was beat on the play, looks back for the football and gets that left hand in. That's a great play by the corner.
Williams making another big play. He has come up big tonight for USF. Second down and 10. Clock stop now. 10:25, third quarter. And he'll hand that football off to the first man through, who takes it down near the 43-yard line.
Number 4, Jordy Johnson.
And Jordy Johnson, who got the call tonight at the fullback spot because Jason Miller, their senior tight end, one of the premier 1AA fullbacks in college football, unable to go tonight with a leg injury. Jordy Johnson, the junior from Baton Rouge Parkview Baptist, got the call.
Well, I'll tell you what now. This is the third down opportunity for McNeese in this drive, and if South Florida's going to do something, they better do it pretty quick.
Jordan is a two-lane transfer in a pre-med major. Third down and 5. Farouk, play action, going long. He's got a man open, or he did for a moment. Incomplete. Boy, terrific closing speed by Mike Jenkins. Lost his hat, but he didn't lose his man. Boy, Franklin had some space.
And I'll tell you what, Verpale came a long ways to get to this too. Try to pump and go, and watch the safety 17 get there as well. These corners in this secondary are outstanding. I mean, they really can play. Mike Jenkins, 6 foot, 200 pounds, terrific cover guy.
Boy, Farouk throws that a little quicker into the outside shoulder. That's a McNeese touchdown. Instead, it's a long, incomplete pass, and McNeese will punt. And the Bulls have to call another timeout.
Wow. Wow. This is embarrassing for South Florida. They've had 2 totally unnecessary timeouts early in the third quarter, and that can really hurt you down the road.
So 1 timeout remaining in the second half for the Bulls. And here's Farouk. Here's what he's been doing. You can see he's a dangerous threat to run with the football as well as throw it. And he's not afraid to mix it up. Get his nose in there. And he has taken some tough hits from an angry defensive group of South Florida Bulls. There you see 9 rushes, 47 yards. Senior year in high school, he threw for almost 1,900 yards, but he rushed for 935 yards, so he's used to carrying the football. Erath, Louisiana, played for Erath High School. Now South Florida blocked a punt in the first half. They'd love to have another block here. Bulls in need of a big play.
Unbelievable. They came out of that timeout and still were screwed up with their personnel. Wow.
J. Snap is good. A high floater inside the 10 and into the end zone. That's a break for the Bulls. You want to be a head coach? You got to deal with a range of emotions like Jim Leavitt does. Bulls have their first possession of the second half when we come back. 9:27 to go, third quarter. We've got a shocker brewing here at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. 1AA McNeese State leading the South Florida Bulls 10-7. 9:27 to go in the third, and this is the Bulls' first possession of the second half. Matt Grothe in at quarterback in relief of the senior Pat Chulmiss. Play action, rolling, throwing, pass is caught. Lots of room. It's Hill, Cedric Hill. Still on his feet. Inside the 20. Bulls have been looking for a big play, and Hill delivered.
Well, I tell you, they were looking for they needed a big play in the worst way. And now he comes out, he looks like he's cramping a little bit, but I'll tell you what, and a nice throw by the redshirt freshman. Take a look at it. Play action, he is scot-free coming across the field. Watch the burst right here. Long-legged guy, and he's getting down the field, and that's South Florida speed, buddy. That speed kills.
So the Bulls come up with a big play on their first offensive snap of the second half. It's 1st and 10, USF at the McNeese State 17. Grothe with a 1-yard touchdown run tonight already to his credit. Bulls go to the ground, not much happening there. Erskine on the carry, maybe a yard.
You know, and I hate to say this, David, but we talked about the suspensions early in the game. And, of course, Ricky Ponton was in a dead heat to be the #1 running back. And, of course, obviously he's not here tonight. And then you lose Moses Plancher in the first series of the game. And that has really been a factor in this game. Let's not kid ourselves.
Yep, Bulls needing some new heroes to step to the front. 2nd and 9. Ball's loose. Grothe lost it, and it's recovered by McNeese. David Turnage comes up with the fumble recovery.
Yeah, and speaking of the devil right there, you know, again, you have inexperienced running backs and a redshirt freshman quarterback. Take a look at it right here. This is a read play, and I don't know, you know, that's between the running back and the quarterback. He's reading the defensive end, tried to pull the ball out, and couldn't get it out.
Slidell native, the strongest of the linebackers. Had a back injury in fall camp, but the last couple of weeks before the opener, he got back into the swing of things. Comes up with a big fumble recovery.
Another disastrous young player mistake.
Chris Bush on the carry. Takes it out to the 24-yard line. So for the second time tonight, Doug, USF, just like on their first drive of the game, they get into the red zone and do not score.
Yeah, and that is a killer. And, of course, now the key is this USF defense, you know, they're starting to gamble a little bit. They cannot afford to let McNeese control the clock with 3 first downs like they did on that first drive of the second half.
McNeese with 1 turnover, Bulls with 3 tonight. 2nd and 7. The fake to Bush, and then the keeper by Faru. And he's up to the 26-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, big George Selby, number 95, the freshman defensive end, closed that nicely, and that sets up another huge 3rd down, 3rd and 5. I'd look for play action pass here, and again, if Faru has an opportunity to take off and run on a quarterback draw, a scramble, whatever, he's going to do it.
Crowd trying to get into this one. Inside of 7 minutes to go in the 3rd. Bulls down at home in their home opener. Faru, all kinds of time. 1st down and more. And it's Thomas slipping out of the backfield, and he's up to the 43-yard line for a gain of 17.
Veteran play, and the only veteran that's not is the quarterback, and he really looks poised back there. Take a look at it right here. Wide open on the crossing route, man-to-man. Got caught up in space. That was the safety that finally had to come make the play. That's exactly what Jim was saying.
Hey, obviously, that was Stephen Whitehead. It's the first game for all of us. The Whitehead makes the reception, 17-yard gain. 1st and 10 at the 44. 3 wide, flanker to the right, 2 wingbacks. And the fullback, Jordy Johnson, slams into the middle of the line. Roberts made the stop for the Bulls. Tyler Roberts. First time we've called his name tonight.
Yeah, in fact, you know, I don't even have him in my 2 deep right here, to be honest with you.
He's a sophomore from Orlando Edgewater High.
Oh, I see that, you know, that he's the nickel back, and they've got the nickel defense on the field. That's exactly what's happened.
Here's a flare out. Pass is caught. Carlise Franklin, he has got some serious wheels, and he takes the ball into Bulls territory. Senior from Kentwood, Louisiana.
And guess what? Another key third down opportunity here for McNeese. This is third and really a short 2.
Well, with the exception of that big play to Cedric Hill prior to the fumble by Grothe, the first 10 minutes of this second half has been dominated by the McNeese State offense. They have been grinders. Here's a key 3rd and 2. Farouk throwing. Pass is incomplete. Tried to get it to the tight end.
Late hit on the quarterback.
Oh, my goodness. And that is the call. You got it, Coach.
Unbelievable.
Verpale made a good stop, breaking up that pass that was intended for the sophomore tight end, Kyle Link.
That was Traco Bellamy, number 52, making a horrible mistake.
Roughing the passer. Number 52 defense. 15 yards from the previous spot. First down.
Wow. That is a killer right there. You finally get off the field, not so fast. Boy, all the way down to the 33-yard line, Dave.
Yeah. You know, when we looked at that replay, it wasn't so much the veracity of the shot. It was just up in the face area.
Yep, and anything up in the above the shoulders, they're going to call.
From the 33. Trips left. First time we've seen that tonight. Bush on the handoff, and he takes it to the short side. Picks up about 3 yards near the 30-yard line. Here's another look at the personal foul.
Yeah, let's take a look at it right here. Well, you know what? He hit it. He got his right hand on his face mask in the head area, and you know, the officials have been schooled. Anything in the head region we're calling. That's why it was called. And certainly you're right. It surely was not a brutal hit or anything like that. He was just trying to get his hands up to get in the throwing lane and happened to brush his face mask and his helmet.
McNeese, 3 penalties for just 33 yards tonight. As we show you the graphic, obviously they commit one. Bush was in motion illegally, and that'll cost the Cowboys 5.
Yeah, and I think that was really the quarterback's fault on the cadence right there.
Prior to the snap. Ball start. 27 offense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Tommy Tate's got
Tate not happy with that one.
Didn't like that one.
Nope.
Coach, let me bring something up to you. You know, game time temperature tonight was about 91 degrees. The sun's gone down. It's cooled down a bit. But fall camp conditioning really is a factor now. This South Florida defense has been on the field practically the entire third quarter.
Well, they have, you know, but of course so has the McNeese State offense, and both these teams practice in this weather all the time.
Yeah, but McNeese State, their offense knows where they're going.
You're right. It's a little harder on the defense, no question.
2nd and a dozen.
Whoa! Now there's that looked like another. That looked like a rookie mistake there, but that was Whitehead. He's a veteran. Again, I think that was the quarterback's fault.
Ball start. 78 offense.
Man, did we?
5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Boy, did we pull out that penalty graphic at the right time?
And I'll tell you, they're lucky right here that the tackle moved because that ball was on the ground. And, of course, as soon as the tackle moves, that's it. The play's, you know, dead.
Doug, there were so many flags flying at the same time on that play. It looked like a party favor.
Boy, hey, ugly, ugly opening game football.
McNeese going the wrong way now. 2nd and 16. Farouk. And that'll be ruled. Ball is picked up. Incomplete pass.
No. That's a nice try.
Hey, and you got to take it until they tell you it's not a touchdown.
That's right.
But that is going to be ruled an incomplete pass. But that's the right play by Chris Robinson. Take that ball back.
No question. You got to try it. 3rd and 6. What is it? About 18.
Chris should have known that was an incomplete pass. He's the one that knocked it down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, come on. You knocked the pass down. Boy, I tell you, another huge 3rd down opportunity for the Bulls. You know, we're already down to 4:31 left in the third quarter.
They have just been milking the clock beautifully here in the third quarter. Peru steps up, incomplete. A diving attempt for the catch by Whitehead.
What a play by Ben Moffitt, 59. That middle backer was all over that crossing route right there. Smart heads-up football play right. You know, and I love this South Florida team. They have nicknames for these. Take a look at it right here. They call Moffitt here, Father Ben. Nicholas is the snake. And, of course, my personal favorite, Patrick St. Louis, bullet head.
That is strong. One block punt already tonight for South Florida. The Bulls would love to get another one here.
Wouldn't be surprised to see him come after it.
Bursajay back at his own 45.
Here they come.
Randolph sets to receive it. Calling for the fair catch. Then he gets away from the ball. And he'll pick it up. And take it out to the 13.
Wow.
Well, you don't see that often. A player call for a fair catch, let the ball hit the ground, then return it.
Yeah, that's I haven't seen that many times.
10-7, McNeese State. It's been a tough night for that man, the architect of the football program at the University of South Florida, Jim Leavitt. Home opener, first game of the season, 4:14 to go, third quarter. Bulls on the wrong end of a 10-7 score against a game veteran group of Cowboys from McNeese State.
You know, and they're working on a streak of 17 straight wins over 1AA teams.
Bulls on the run, 10 yards, a little more, 13 yards on the carry for Walt Smith, senior from Bartow.
Walk-on running back, and a small running back, but was very productive in junior college and walked on here. Misdirection. Nice job of Walt Smith. Not very big, but he reads the hole well, and he has been a productive. This is his first time ever tonight in Division I football as well.
From the 25, a first down. Grothe, oh my goodness, he's planted, and a flag is down. That was Robert Hooker, the senior from DeQuincy, Louisiana. There's only, and it's a holding call. It's doubly painful for the Bulls.
Wow. Now, you know, McNeese has to make a decision here. They may, depending on where the holding was, they could decline this possibly. They had a loss on the play.
Holding. 69 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Still first down.
That's the center, Nick Capona. Let's take a look at it right here. Take a look at him as he's got his hand definitely out. Oh yeah, when that jersey stretches, that's a sure sign right there. That's easy.
You know, the way the Bulls have struggled with offensive execution tonight, I think Tommy Tate did the right thing by taking that penalty. Go ahead and push him back.
Yeah.
First and 20 from the 15. Grothe, good protection. Pass is caught up at the 27-yard line. Calling Amari Jackson.
Well, that helps. Now you're down. Now you got it to 2nd and 9, and we got a lineman down. Second time tonight for the Bulls.
This is Mark Dial. Dial is down. Jim Leavitt told us yesterday, coach, that Dial is the most talented offensive lineman he's got.
Best offensive lineman out there.
Redshirt sophomore from Miami, Edison High School.
6'4", 305, and I'll tell you, the nightmare continues to get worse for Jim Leavitt. You lose your running back on the first series of downs. Now you lose your best offensive lineman, or I shouldn't say that quite yet. You know, it might be, but they're looking at his left knee, so that's not a good sign.
Well, and the backup at the right tackle spot in the 2 deep is Jared Carnes. And Carnes is playing left tackle right now.
And you've already lost to Thed Watson. So, boy, this is really tough. Greg Fry, offensive line coach, he'll be drawing them in the sand over there for these guys on the sideline, trying to get them prepped up, because now you've lost 2 offensive tackles. If again, and this doesn't look real good for him coming back tonight, certainly.
Well, with him down, we'll keep abreast of his situation, but we'd like to take a look now at the USF Bulls schedule for the season. And I know a lot of Bulls really like the way this schedule lays out. Next week, FIU comes in. That game is available on ESPN 360. And then September 16th, they'll go to Central Florida, take on UCF. Those two teams, by the way, before the season will extend their series at least 2 more years beyond this season. At Kansas, then September 29th, Rutgers comes to Raymond James Stadium. Then October 7th, Connecticut comes in.
Yeah,
that'll be a game that'll be a very entertaining matchup.
I think what you're going to see is you will see a totally different South Florida team by the time they get to the Big East schedule.
And Dial needs help coming off the field. You see the remainder of the schedule. North Carolina, Cincinnati, Pitt, and the rest. And the one thing about that USF schedule, it is brutal at the end. They end the season with road trips on consecutive weeks to Louisville and West Virginia.
Yeah, cold weather games and great football teams. Not a good combination for a Florida team.
5 receivers. First time we've seen that tonight from the Bulls. Grothe across the middle. Pass is caught. Wow. To the 38-yard line. And Jackson trying to make something happen.
He did, and and I'll tell you what, he did not have the first down when he first caught it. This is a great job of advancing the football.
That's a great catch.
That's a great catch and really a great run right here, knowing where he had to go to get to the first down. Wow.
Wow.
That was not a great throw. I mean, let's be honest. You can't ask your receiver to do that all day long.
Jackson makes a great play. He's a great athlete. Grothe, quarterback keeper all the way.
Look out.
Near midfield. Cracks into McNeese State territory. It's another first down at the 47.
If he doesn't hesitate right there, he has a chance to score because he definitely had a seam down the left sideline. Take a look at it right here. Watch this. Watch him just right there. Watch him hesitate. If he doesn't hesitate, he's got a chance to bust it all the way down that sideline.
If you're a Bulls fan watching on ABC 28 here in Tampa, you're thinking, we've done everything wrong tonight, and it's only 10-7.
And we're on the move.
From the 48, Grothe, play action on first down. The protection is good. He's going for it all. Caught. Touchdown. USF. Marcus Edwards.
What a great throw by the redshirt freshman. What a terrific throw. He put it right on the money, and he hung it up there and let Edwards run under it. Terrific throw.
Marcus Edwards makes the big play, the receiving end of a 48-yard touchdown strike from the freshman.
Play action 1st and 10, just barely got it off, and look at him just float this right in here to Edwards. Wow.
Mike Benzer on to take the extra point.
Benzer on to add the extra point. And it's right down the chute.
That one looked a lot better.
So for the first time tonight, late in the third quarter, the Bulls get their collective noses in front. It's 14-10.
Yeah, watch the timing right here, and he's got some major pressure coming from his left right there. That was about a half a second late. That was Thed Watson back at left tackle.
Matt Grothe has now, Doug, thrown as many touchdown passes as the Bulls threw in the last 6 games combined last season.
Wow. Oh, man.
5 plays, 87 yards, 2:10 on the clock, 47 yards officially.
All of his throws have not been great tonight. He hasn't always made the right decisions. But I'll tell you what, when it really counted, he made a terrific throw on the long ball.
Lots of work to be done tonight. A fourth quarter still to come, but an electrifying debut by Matt Grothe, redshirt freshman from Lakeland.
And I'll tell you now, this McNeese team, now this is a veteran team. They are not going to panic right here. They will answer the bell, I promise you. The South Florida defense now is the key. They have so much ability in the secondary and linebacker, they have a chance to dominate.
Tate with the kickoff from the 9. Look out. Here comes Whitehead. And he takes it across the 30, and a flag comes in very late.
Boy, and that was a foolish play. I'm trying to get the number. Late hit out of bounds. Really a foolish play. And he's hiding in the bench right now, and he better be.
Penalty flag is going against McNeese State.
Boy, and they missed it on the sideline because that should have been a personal foul against South Florida, clearly.
Legal block in the back. 52 on the return team. 10 yards from the dead ball spot. First down.
And this is Ian Randolph here on the sideline. Watch this, and I don't know how the officials missed this one. Watch Whitehead here after he steps out of bounds, number 80. Ian Randolph was in the bench area right there, and unbelievably they missed that. That clearly should have been a 15-yard penalty against South Florida.
They called that penalty on Trey Bennett, the outstanding linebacker who also plays special teams for McNeese State.
And are we having a review here? Either that or a clock problem. I do not think that is a reviewable penalty on the sideline. Yep.
4 on the clock.
I tell you, Doug, you flip-flop back from the NFL to the college game. You were up on the rules, my man.
I know. I tell you, it's not always easy. I promise you, because the rules, you know, are so different now in terms of replays, and every conference has their own set of rules.
1st and 10 from the 21. McNeese, let's see how they react. They're behind for the first time tonight. Going to keep this on the ground. Handoff goes to Jamie Leonard. First time we've seen him tonight.
You know, now that brings up the point. You wonder if Chris Thomas has an injury. The running back from McNeese, and he's had a pretty good night, really. Another wide receiver on the field. So that means you got at least 3 from McNeese.
Boy, you know, you can't tell the players without a program tonight. We have seen a bevy of backs for USF, and Tommy Tate told us he was going to take a look at a lot of personnel groupings tonight, and he wasn't lying.
No.
2nd down and 7. Quarterback keeper. Missed tackles, and he'll stretch it out near the 28. Faru is a big target. You know, when he tucks it under, he's 6'1", about 190.
Yeah, but he's strong. He's a strong player.
He's not afraid to mix it up at all.
And really, this is the guy that's hurt the USF in the second. It's every 3rd down. This was 2nd, but every 3rd down, it's been Faru's made the plays for him. He gets stood up there. But here comes another key 3rd down.
Boy, McNeese State had so many 3rd down conversions earlier in this quarter. We'll see how they react following the touchdown on the big play by the Bulls. 3rd and 4. Faru, he won't get there. He is thrown back shy of the 30-yard line. He had to get to the 31.
You know, and again, a 3rd down, and they're putting the ball in the redshirt freshman's hands on this option play. Take a look at it right here. Boom, right there. And the ball came out. Wow, heads up by Trey Williams right there.
Boy, he just went into the meat of the defense. Chris Robinson was there. Jeremy Burnett. We're heading to the 4th quarter. Long way to go in this one. Bulls 14, McNeese State 10. Well, for those of you who have been with us since the beginning, we appreciate it. And if you're just tuning in as we begin the 4th quarter, you got here just in time. South Florida 14, McNeese State 10 in what has been a sloppy but extremely hard-hitting game. And we have had our shares of thrills tonight, and we anticipate more to come here in the 4th quarter from Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. 4th down, McNeese State going to punt the football away. Versajay lost a handle. 2nd time tonight, McNeese State has been unable to get a punt away. It's a big play on special teams. Ryan Gilliam.
Well, that was a bad snap, and that's exactly went wrong there, and he could not recover and make a play. Take a look at it. Watch him go to his left here, ball on the ground, and the penetration up front there on the side, he didn't have a chance. Obviously could have come. Take a look at it again. Ball on the ground, terrible snap, not much chance.
Kyle Link, the starting tight end, is the deep snapper.
You know, and I talked to Coach Tate about that before the game, and he was worried about him getting tired, having to play all night and snap.
So here's a golden opportunity for the Bulls to extend their first lead of the night. Forward progress down to the 9-yard line for Walt Smith.
And that was solid defense by McNeese. They brought the leather on that one. They brought a full blitz, and there just wasn't much of a crack for Smith.
Matt Grothe, the redshirt freshman quarterback for the Bulls, in relief of Pat Jewell-Miss. He has run for a touchdown. He has thrown his first career touchdown pass, a 47-yarder to Marcus Edwards. It came late in the third quarter, and it has provided USF their 4-point lead right now, early in the fourth. Grothe rolling, throwing, end zone, touchdown Bulls. It's Randolph. Ian Randolph, his first career touchdown for the University of South Florida.
Extremely impressive throw by Grothe. Both of his first two options were well covered. He came all the way back to his third option. Take a look at this right here now. He's got an outcut, and he's got a deep throw to the right. Both covered. Comes back to the third option on the crosser, wide open. Really impressive, and he gets hit right up in the head area and paid the price. No question about that. Great throw by the young guy.
Benzer on to add the extra point, and the sophomore is perfect. Biggest lead for either team tonight. Grothe zips it to Randolph. Touchdown, South Florida. Bulls by 11. This game has had so many momentum swings tonight. Matt Grothe, though, he is definitely on a roll.
Now,
Two touchdown passes. USF leads by 11.
Now, if you're Jim Leavitt, you know, you've had a redshirt freshman clearly outperform your senior quarterback tonight. Who's the starter?
Well, I think I knew who the freshman of the week in the Big East is.
I think so, too.
Tate sends it down the field. From the 6. Across the 20 and up to the 23-yard line.
Ran right into the back of his fullback. Otherwise, they had a little crack there. They had a chance to break one for at least another 10 yards.
And Quentin Lawrence will just stay out there on the field. He's one of the dangerous wide receivers for the McNeese State Cowboys.
You know, and in the fourth quarter, this is where depth can play a factor, too, for a team, McNeese with 63 scholarships as opposed to, of course, 85 for a Division I team.
Down by 11. Cowboys will go with 3 wide. First and 10 from the 23. Faroux swings it out. Pass is caught. Whoa. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Stephen Whitehead is just hit down hard, and he bounces right back up.
That's that trio of linebackers again. That was Nicholas that forced him back to the inside. Watch Nicholas, number 51 here on the left of your screen. Watch him break out here trying to make an open, but does the right thing, forces him back inside.
Oh, man.
And that is...
That hit was Montpremier.
Yep, yeah, that's their backup middle backer. Wonder now if something has happened with Moffitt. But a pretty good start for Montpremier.
My goodness, that was a big hit. And Whitehead is only 5'8", 170 pounds.
Okay, now South Florida has just put the nickel defense on the field.
That really was a delay by the officials to start the play clock. We're still at 15 seconds. Faroux, play action. Here comes the blitz. Going to tuck it. Going to step up. He's got good speed. He's going to take it on out near the 34-yard line. He is close to a first down. Boy, how many times has he pulled something out of nothing tonight?
On my count, that is the 4th time he's converted you know, for a first down by scrambling or play action, but running the football. That was Nicholas that came for all the way from the outside backer spot to make the tackle. He's been impressive. I know who the starting quarterback is going to be at McNeese. I'll tell you that. He's been impressive.
Yeah, I think we found a couple of quarterbacks tonight.
Both redshirt freshmen.
Trips left.
There he goes
There
again.
he goes. He's on the run.
Whoa!
Met solidly at the 45-yard line. It's a green and gold wall that throws him back. The whistle blew before the ball came out. Faru is so dangerous with these fakes. Oh, wow.
That was a big-time hit, no question about that.
It's Murphy.
Yep, Jerome Murphy. That's the second one he's had tonight now. He is a guy that will somehow find a way to strike you. That's a young man from Elizabeth, New Jersey.
How did he hold on to that football? 1st and 10. Now, he didn't hold on to that one. And, you know, on that last play, Faru had George Selvey reaching for air. But that time, he wrapped him up.
He sure did. And, you know, this fumble exchange right here might be a direct result of that hit he just took the play before. Wow. Now, he's taken a lot of hits tonight, that young guy. There's Coach Tate. He's trying to figure something out. He runs the defense totally, which is very unusual for a head coach nowadays. He does a great job of it, too.
2nd down and 18.
Blitz.
Here they come again. Faru got it off. And if Whitehead had been able to control that, he had room in space.
But that was a high throw, totally caused by the pressure. I mean, they were breathing down his neck, and really he was lucky to even get that ball away. You know, take a look at it right here. Watch the blitz coming from the top of your screen right there. Delayed blitz by the nickel back inside, and that clearly forced a high throw.
3rd and 18. And McNeese does not have the right personnel on the field. And they will take a timeout. So the Cowboys have 2 timeouts remaining. They're facing a key situation, down 11 on the road in Tampa. We know after last season, University of South Florida gave Jim Leavitt a contract extension, and he is earning his money tonight. You know,
he really is.
He really is. And here comes a key 3rd down situation. McNeese State Cowboys facing 3rd down and 18 from the 37. They trail by 11 after leading for most of the night. Faru steps up, throwing, had a man open near the 1st down marker, and it was his top target, Stephen Whitehead, but he threw the ball behind him.
Again, a lot of pressure up front with a 4-man rush, and the young guys, the young front 4 of South Florida, starting to make some plays now. Now that, you know, of course, it helps that it's a one-dimensional game. They got to throw it.
How do you think Tommy Tate feels about sending his punt team out there?
Well, I wouldn't be real excited right now. I just had a bad snap. I've had a punt blocked already tonight.
And you know the potential is out there for Ian Randolph to take it to the house.
Now, it looks like South Florida setting up for a return on this one.
Snap is good. Kick is away. Randolph has got
some
room.
Look out. He's got some. Oh, there's a clip.
No flag. Great block. Randolph still on his feet. Tried to turn the corner. Tiptoed all the way down near midfield.
There's helmets all over the field.
It's a Bulls helmet.
There's a McNeese helmet. There's a yellow helmet and a gold one. There was a lot of collisions, a lot of head knocking on that play.
Boy, Coach Leavitt was right. Randolph is going to be a weapon this year.
Yeah, he's just so quick and explosive. And you know, in this McNeese team now, they got guys that can run. You know, that's a Louisiana team, and mainly Louisiana, some Texas guys. Now they got a lot of guys that can run too. Believe me.
It's a 32-yard return for Ian Randolph. Rutgers wins on the road. West Virginia takes down Marshall and Morgantown. Wake Forest defeats Syracuse tonight in Winston-Salem. Pittsburgh leading Virginia 31-13. They are in the 4th. Down the sidelines. knocked out of bounds. Walt Smith. Boy, you know, Doug, you just take a look at this roster. Ian Randolph, Walt Smith, Jared Carnes, all came to this program as walk-ons.
Yeah, and this is a young guy that went to Ellsworth Community College, was very productive out there. Small, 5'10", 175, not recruited, came back to Florida, enrolled in South Florida, walked on. There's 7 different walk-ons tonight that are playing, and they're really staying in South Florida tonight.
Will Bleakley, the tight end, came to USF as a walk-on. South Florida trying to deliver a knockout punch if they could get 7 here.
Ian Randolph, another walk-on.
Grothe, great move, still on his feet, inside the 20, tripped up. That may have been a touchdown-saving tackle.
Wow. You know, the quarterback position for South Florida has really had some problems the last couple of years. Nice fake. Look at how great move in the open field. You know, this young guy runs real well, too. I mean, he had over 2,000 yards rushing in high school, as well as like 3,500 throwing.
David Turnage may have saved a touchdown, or at least stalled the inevitable 1st and 10 from the 11. Grothe again. Inside the 5, down to the 3-yard line.
You know, and that's really what this offense calls for. This offense calls for a quarterback that can not only throw but can run. And that's really the biggest difference that I see between Grothe and Jewel Mist is, you know, Grothe can really make some plays with his feet. And, of course, Pat Jewel Mist looking on. We hope his injury is not too serious tonight. I really think by the looks of I think he's got cramps or maybe a Charlie horse. You think he got hit in the calf, I believe.
2nd down and 2. South Florida can pick up a 1st down inside the 1.
Touchdown.
Touchdown Bulls, breaking a tackle and spinning into the end zone is the senior from Bartow, Walt Smith.
That's a walk-on running back, and of course with you know, the suspension of Pontoon and losing Blanchard. Nice cut back to the outside and very, very well blocked. Let's take a look at it again, right in your face. Nice job by the offensive line.
Extra point is up and good. Benzer has been perfect in that category tonight. Walt Smith taking it back to the right and into the right place where you want to be if you're running back, the end zone. Jim Leavitt feeling immeasurably better about things right now. 9:47 to go in the 4th quarter. South Florida 28, McNeese State 10. McNeese State led this game for most of the night. They seemed to be controlling things. They were controlling the clock. They were controlling the football. They had a 10-7 lead. And then suddenly, the big plays. Grothe with a 47-yard pass to Marcus Edwards. Then Grothe to Randolph for a 10-yard touchdown. And Walt Smith has added a 3-yard score. Added up, it's an 18-point lead. Tate with a good kickoff. Whoa. And anytime you can stop the returner shy of the 20-yard line, you've done a good job. And that's Stephen Whitehead. How about Matt Grothe and his growth tonight as a quarterback?
Well, he's done it running the football. He's done it running the football again. This is a quarterback draw. Shows some movement in the open field. Made a key play right there. He's done it throwing the football. He's got a real future here, no question about that. That was the most impressive throw right there where he went to his 3rd option for the touchdown.
Put it right in there. Keeping it on the ground. Chris. That was Terrence Jackson. So there's Grothe, 8 of 12, 160, and 2 touchdowns. Now, earlier this week, when they were talking about who was going to start this game, Jim Leavitt kept saying that, hey, in camp, Jewel Mist and Grothe were absolutely equal. And in that case, he was going to let the senior start. Why do you think he made that decision?
Well, I think it always has to be that way. I always did that as a head coach. If it was close, I was going with the senior every time. But at this point here, honestly, wow.
Picked off, intercepted.
That's Gachette, the former quarterback, making his first interception ever as a safety. Big kid, 225 pounds, really showed a break on the football right there. Take a look at it here. You see Nicholas in the flat. This is zone coverage. This is the safety in cover 2 that comes all the way over. Wow, and got his feet down in bounds. Heck of a play by the young guy.
So now the Bulls are making big plays left and right. That's what happens when you get a little confidence.
Yeah, and the blood is in the water now. The Sharks are really starting to circle.
Grothe steps under. 1st and 10. McNeese State 36. Play action rollout. Throwing on the run. Pass is caught. Very close to a first down.
Yeah, and that was an excellent
Busby.
throw. Yeah, Benny Busby, a tight end. Uh-oh, flag on the play. Let's take a look.
Bring this one back.
And a South Florida player down as well. That's a cramp. That is that's a sure sign of a cramp right there, and it's getting to be that time of the evening.
It's Amari Jackson.
Yep.
An eligible receiver, number 70 on the offense. Downfield. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Still first down.
Man, this has been a tough night in terms of penalties for Jared Carnes.
Yeah, that's number 3. And, you know, I bet right now if he was taking a vote, he'd say, you know, I don't like this rule where they give the numbers now in college football because he's had a real tough night. Big kid, 6'7", 310, just a junior, St. Pete Catholic.
You know, this gives us a chance just to talk a little bit about Jim Leavitt and his decision to go with Jewel Miss. You know, the way it was explained to me, if you start the senior, you can always bring the redshirt freshman in. But if you start Grothe and things go south in a hurry and you have to put Jewel Miss in the game, then you've broken his confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think he clearly did the right thing. And you have got to take care of your seniors. Those kids have been loyal to the program. If it's even close, I always told my players from day one, it's going to be the senior. That's the way it's going to be. You're going to be a senior one day too. So, but if there's clearly a difference at the position, which I think has been demonstrated tonight, then obviously you have to make a change. And, you know, and Jewel Mist, I mean, you know, he's going to, you know, I don't hear I'm talking like I'm Jim Leavitt. I've already made the decision. He's got to make that call. But if you're Pat Jewel Mist, you know, you're certainly going to get your opportunities as well.
Well, the Bulls have been looking for that quarterback who can put up the Blackwell type numbers, and they may have found one. Oh, he is dropped in the backfield, and that is a terrific play. Kenyon Alley.
And you know what's interesting about offensive linemen? I just watched Jared Carnes, and he absolutely had a pancake block, you know, but they don't announce that to the stadium.
No.
You know, they never announce that. They just announce the bad things, and that's where the offensive linemen really kind of get the wrong end.
Now, this McNeese State defense hung in for a while.
Oh, this is a good football team. We're going to see this McNeese team in the playoffs this year, no question in my mind.
Grothe and a design quarterback draw all the way. Look at the moves, and he's got a first down at the 35.
Well, that's going to get him back to where it's.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it's back to the original line of scrimmage.
That's exactly right. But that's going to set up a third down and about 10.
You know, this McNeese State defense, and there's Jewel Miss numbers from earlier in the game before he had to leave. This McNeese State defense has a lot of experience in the Southland Conference playing against the spread offense. Everybody's going to the spread now. They see it from Texas State, Sam Houston, Stephen F. Austin, Northeast Louisiana. They all run the spread.
You know, and I'm looking at the South Florida offense. The happiest, the best thing for them right now is Brian Smith is not in the game for McNeese.
And Hill. Boy, and you just look at Hill and you just see the potential. I mean, he's got a pro receiver's body. Big from First Coast High in Jacksonville.
Yeah, and you're exactly right, Dave. And right here, watch him turn it up the field and get the first down. That's a 6'3", 205. And, he knew what he had to get, and that's, again, a veteran player. He's a sophomore, but he's transfer. He had to sit out a year last year. Of course, transfer from LSU.
Anthony Carl Hill, you can call him in. On the ground, breaking tackles, inside the 10. See you later. Touchdown, South Florida. And just like that, Smith's got his second rushing touchdown of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, he is really a deceptive runner. It doesn't look, he's really smooth. It doesn't look like he's hardly moving, but he's running by people all the time. And there's a young man playing his first really major college football tonight, first snap, and he's a senior. But that was impressive right there.
Look at those numbers, 10 yards a carry. Nothing to it, Coach.
I'll tell you what, he really sees the field well. He's very productive. The only thing he doesn't have is a lot of size. He's 5'10", 175.
Benzer adds the extra point. USF has broken out. Smith making the moves, 24-yard touchdown. Short, efficient drive. 4 plays, 36 yards, 2 minutes, 17 seconds.
That was a great job by Nick Capone right there. He really, really held his block for a long time. Take a look at Capone right there, number 69. Nice job of holding that block.
Nick's great-granddad played for the Canton Bulldogs. You think if we keep saying all these nice things, we can maybe get some free sandwiches?
But you already know about the dugout, huh?
Right.
Of course, his family owns a famous kind of a sports restaurant here in town, and it's a good place. Great place.
I think I let the cat out of the bag there.
Yeah, you did.
All right. 35-10. Boy, has this game turned on a dime. I guess, Doug, if you have to go back, the key moment of the game was the Marcus Edwards 47-yard touchdown catch. That just seemed to open the gates.
Yeah, and then the gates have been wide open. And I really think on a warm night, now Brian Smith is not in the game. I would guess that he's probably cramping like a lot of players are in this heat. And, the depth is starting to show for South Florida, no question.
TG again. He's been busy at the 5.
Wow.
Trying to break it to the outside. Did well. Discretion is the better part of valor there for Quentin Lawrence as he steps out of bounds. Yeah, if you've joined us late and you're wondering about McNeese State, they are located in Lake Charles, Louisiana. They play in the Southland Conference. They're a traditional power in 1AA football. Next week, they will host NAIA West Virginia Tech, and that's in Montgomery, West Virginia. And look at September 23rd. They'll go to the Glass Bowl to take on Toledo.
Second Division I team.
Yeah, that's tough stuff right there. Home to South Dakota State, and then the remainder of their games as they get into conference play. Thomas on the carry, short yards, maybe a yard. And if you're wondering, where USF gets their players? Right here in the local Tampa Bay area. But where does a school like McNeese State get their players? Tommy Tate told us that they basically coach right down I-10 from Houston to New Orleans for players. They get into East Texas, Northern Louisiana. You get 63 scholarships in 1AA football. You can cut them up and give a max of 25 on athletic aid. You can give aid to 85 players, but it has to add up to 63 total scholarships. Right. So when they go out, they'll schedule, when they're on the recruiting trail, they'll go up against teams from the Sun Belt. Let's get the call first.
This is another long discussion.
Yeah.
The question here is who caused the offside? Was he drawn offsides or was he offside?
False start.
Yep.
73
he was drawn offside.
Yep. Repeat second down.
So when McNeese, a 1AA school, goes up in recruiting, they bump up against a lot of 1A programs like Louisiana Monroe and Louisiana Lafayette and Louisiana Tech and
North
Tulane.
Texas in Texas.
Yeah. And when they get into East Texas, Stephen F. Austin is over there, Texas State, Sam Houston, Houston and Rice. There's a bunch of schools.
Yep, but there's a lot of good players, too. Obviously, by their football team.
2nd and 14 now. Peru.
You know, and McNeese draws so well, too. You know, that's a great tradition in that program. Tremendous. Yeah, you know who my favorite alum is from McNeese? You know, I'm
Kerry
a Detroit,
Joseph.
Oh, no, I'm a Detroit guy.
Oh.
Joe Dumars.
Oh, that's
man.
right.
He's my man. I'm a Detroit guy. I'm a Pistons fan. Hey, you know what? Another McNeese grad is going to be playing on this same field a week from tomorrow. B.J. Sams is a great return guy for Baltimore, and they open up here against the Bucks in a week.
Yeah, they really have a great football tradition. Mark Fontenot has come back into the game at quarterback, the lefty.
Look
and
out.
he is hit from behind and brought down.
Yeah, that was Jarrett Bowie.
Bowie.
Yep, South Florida is really starting to play a lot of guys now. They have really been the whole second half, especially on defense. They've had a different secondary in and out of the game, different linebackers. They've rotated defensive linemen throughout the game, and that's good for all these young players. You know, they really had the butterflies early in this game, so they got to get rid of all of them, everybody on the team.
Percy J set to punt the ball away. Line drive. This is a returnable kick. Back to the 30. Randolph makes the first wave miss. Flag is down. But he isn't. Picks up the blocks midfield. Breaking it to the sidelines. 20, 10, touchdown Bulls. But a flag is down. And a 70-yard punt return touchdown for Ian Randolph may come back.
Yeah, this is the time of the game in Florida now when you see a lot of players start to get cramps. I saw two different South Florida players. Yeah, this is coming back. Two different. Mike Jenkins. Take a look at it right here. Let's see if we can. Yeah, that's a clip. No question about it. That's a good call. Excellent call. You know, and the sad thing is you got a feeling.
Hey, you didn't even need that block.
That you didn't need the block. That Ian was going to make him miss anyway. He can flat make you miss now.
Legal block in the back. Number 8 on the return team. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
3:27 to go. Well, he may have taken that touchdown off the board, but it gives you an indication of the ability Randolph has. 35-10 USF. South Florida 35, McNeese State 10, 3.5 minutes to go. Well, for a long time tonight, this did not look like it was going to be a very successful opener for that man, Jim Leavitt, the head football coach at USF. But here, late in the third quarter and throughout the fourth quarter, the Bulls have dominated, and they have flashed some speed that is really going to be difficult to deal with for the rest of the Big East this season.
Yeah, and this is such a young team. This team should absolutely improve leaps and bounds here in the first month of the season.
Number 15, Grant Gregory.
Got to change a quarterback. Grant Gregory is in now. Our third quarterback tonight. And he hands the ball off.
That's the son of Greg Gregory, who is on the coaching staff, coaches tight ends, and he's a transfer from Indiana University.
Yeah, he was a star player at Athens, Ohio, Athens High School, when his dad was the offensive coordinator for the Bobcats of Ohio University in the Brian Knorr era at Ohio.
Yep.
Before Frank Solich took over. Solich now in his second year for the Bobcats. Grant had some injury problems in fall camp, but he's healthy and deemed ready and fit to go.
Fine athlete.
Second and 6.
His first action here, of course. Wow.
Boy, Williams, come on. Carrying people to the 36.
Well, that was impressive. Benjamin Williams, man, he was packing it up in there on that one. That's exactly the way you want to have the running back. That was a zone play, and that's exactly why you want to hit. And it's obvious that McNeese is getting tired on defense because, you know, they just keep running those fresh bodies at him.
Well, Moses Plancher was supposed to make his flashy debut tonight as the new top tailback, replacing Andre Hall, who did so many terrific things the last 2 years. It's a first down.
Yeah, and Plancher is on the bench, and he doesn't have his pads on, but he is on the bench, and we don't have any idea what the extent of the injury is. Wow.
Whoa, look at Williams go. takes it out to the 48-yard line. That's 12 more. And Williams is, he's sitting over on the bench. He's watching Walt Smith run for 2 touchdowns. And, he's waiting for a chance to impress the coaches, too. He wants to get a TD in this game.
They have played 4 different players at the running back position tonight, so they should have a lot of fresh legs here in the fourth quarter.
We saw Keely Dorsey also tonight. Freshman from Tallahassee, Lincoln High. Clock running. Jim Leavitt would just love to see the remaining seconds just tick away here.
Yeah, they're going to run it, try to get this one over. In talking about Jim Leavitt, I want to say this. He's had a tough time here lately, and with the suspensions and everything else, a lot of conjecture about what's going on there. And all. Let me tell you something. That's not the head coach. But players suspend themselves. You have rules. They break the rules. That's what I always looked at as a coach. If the player breaks a rule, he has suspended himself. You clearly document the rules and what's involved, and and that's on the player. But Jim has handled it well. He got upset a little bit at the local media this week with a lot of the conjecture and stuff. Hang on, we'll get the call here.
Illegal formation on the offense. Not enough men on the line. 5-yard penalty. The previous spot. First down.
But the truth of the matter is, that's the guy that turned down the head coaching job at the University of Alabama to stay here at South Florida. He loves this program. He's from the area, from Pinellas County, St. Pete over there, and has done a spectacular job with this program.
Of course, K-State made a serious run at him last year as well.
Yes, they did.
First and 15.
Gregory on the boot.
Now he can run it. And he dives forward for a gain of about 2 yards. Just to get back to the comment you made about the players involved, Ricky Ponton and Jackie Chambers and Joel Jewel-Miss, who did not play tonight and we anticipate will not play next week against FIU. The future after that is to be determined. I think maybe the thing that disappoints Jim Leavitt the most is that those are 3 guys who are supposed to be among the leaders on this team.
Yeah.
And that's just not the kind of deportment you expect from guys that you want to step front and lead the rest of the unit.
Absolutely. You know what? It's a learning process, and they're young men, and don't forget it. And they make mistakes, and they have to learn from it. Look at this.
We could have another touchdown before we get out of here tonight. Inside the 10, 5, count it, touchdown.
Well, I'll tell you how far they've gotten through their depth chart now. We don't know who it is. He is not listed in the program, folks. I'm sorry we can't tell you that, but he is not listed anywhere in the program. Unbelievable.
He's the only player down there tonight with no name. Mystery touchdown.
Huh.
Oh, my goodness. That will be our goal before we get out of here. 52-yard touchdown. Oh, and this is a new rule in college football this season. If you do not need that extra point on a touchdown that is scored on the final play of the game, no extra point will be attempted.
I like the new rules because they speed up the game. The college game was, in my opinion, was starting to get to be way too long. You were getting into those 3.5 and 4 hour deals. Great victory for Jim Leavitt. It was not without a lot of pain, though, and a lot of frustration early in the game.
My goodness, who would have believed that the final score of this game was going to be 41-10 when we were late in the third quarter? McNeese was controlling the line of scrimmage, and the Cowboys had a 10-7 lead.
Yeah, late into the third quarter, and when it exploded, it really exploded. I mean, it was a devastating explosion, unfortunately for McNeese State.
Well, this was one of those games where speed kills. South Florida finally got their faster players in position to make big plays, and late in the third quarter, they made them.
I really like this tradition here at South Florida. Get the line going and slap a hand and say, guys, good luck in the rest of your season. And McNeese will be back because, again, they'll be a 1AA power, I think, this year.
All right, well, Doug, we're going to take a break, and hopefully in our commercial break we'll find out who scored that last touchdown for USF. Bulls 41, McNeese State 10. Back in a moment. South Florida 41, the McNeese State Cowboys 10. And, Doug, in that brief commercial timeout, we solved the mystery. of the last touchdown run, and that we should have known who it was because we had seen him earlier in the game. Keely Dorsey changed uniforms. So he went for 52 yards and a score. Jim Leavitt is joining us now down on the sidelines, the head coach of the victorious South Florida Bulls. And Jim, when your team turned the switch on, you made a lot of big plays, and this was a tight game that you turned into a rout.
Well, I'm sorry about my voice. We didn't play very good. Everybody saw that. That was kind of disappointing in one way, but in the other is we're so young. You know, we got 4 freshman defensive ends playing. We have freshmen all over the place. We probably had 2/3 of our lineup that had never played a college game, and they just have no idea. They really don't, and we're very fortunate to get out and get going a little bit. But you know, if we play a pretty good team, that won't happen like that. We'll never be able to come. You know, you got to play a little bit better than that, obviously.
Jim, you know, and I've been there. That's your worst nightmare. You got a lot of young guys playing first game. You're never sure exactly what they're going to do. And, boy, you know, early with the young wide receivers had problems getting lined up. But you know what? That happens. And the key thing is you got through the game and you got the victory.
Yeah, you know, Doug, you're right. You know, I mean, we stayed with it. And, you know, I told our coach at halftime, you know, it's 10-7. We seemed like we were down by 30. You know, they were so down. And, you know, I think Amari made a real big play to get a first down on a underneath route. That really was a little bit of a spark of emotion. You can't play an emotional game if you don't make plays, you know, and that was real big. Feel bad for our young freshman punters, you know, Ilya Petrov from Bulgaria. He, you know, he'd never been in a college game, and then to have to start the game in the end zone trying to punt, and you know, he's a great kid, and you know, I had to take him out after the second one, but you know, hopefully they'll learn. He's got a great leg.
Jim, I'll tell you what, the guys that really impressed me tonight were your veteran linebackers and your veteran corners. I mean, they were, I thought, awesome tonight.
Well, we've got some real good corners, you know, and we really are pretty deep there, and our linebackers are just great leaders. They really are, and you know, we had some guys out. We hope to get some guys back for next week, a couple more defensive linemen, so we're really hoping on that. But I hope we didn't lose any of the offensive linemen. Mark Dow went out. That would really hurt us.
Jim, I'm sure this wasn't the exact way you wanted to get Matt Grothe into the game with Julmis going down with an injury, but assess Grothe's play tonight.
Well, I thought he did a great job. I think everybody saw that. You know, we had planned on starting Matt in the second half. Either way, and we were going to play Pat the first half and Matt second, but you know, Pat got hurt and Matt had to go in a little bit earlier, and I thought he just handled things really well. You know, he made some mistakes, but overall I thought he did an outstanding job.
You know, a lot of the folks who bought tickets to this game tonight were really interested in seeing Moses Plancher, and Moses only had 4 carries in the game tonight. How about an update on how he's doing?
Yeah, I'm not sure. You know, I don't know how he is, so hopefully he's okay. All right, we okay?
Coach, thanks for your time. Congratulations on the victory.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Jim.
Jim Leavitt, head coach. He went through the ringer tonight, but he comes up with a W, 41-10 over McNeese.
South Florida, the Bulls win their opener. It was a struggle for a while, but they pour it on late, and they take down the Cowboys of McNeese State 41-10. Dave Weekly, Doug Graber breaking it down. You know, we can't emphasize enough. South Florida trailed at halftime. McNeese State had so many key third down conversions early in the third quarter. They seemed to have control of this game. What happened? How did the Bulls turn the tide?
Well, all that speed all of a sudden started making big plays, and when it turned in a big way. You know, people across the country, this score is going to go flashing across the country, 41-10. They say, oh, yeah, they're playing a 1AA team. They really – if you could have seen the game, you know, it was not that way at all. McNeese, and I said it right from the start after I looked at the tapes of them, they are a good football team. And you just know as a coach, when you're starting all these young kids like South Florida did tonight, they are going to make mistakes, and they made a ton.
Let's head back down to the field where linebacker Stephen Nicholas joins us now. And, Stephen, congratulations on the victory, first of all.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
What did the Bulls do to turn things around?
We just had to get it crunked, man. We started out a little slow, but we got it going.
You know, how about that whole gang of linebackers that you're a part of? So many upperclassmen. You got to have a lot of pride in that defensive side of the football.
Almost definitely. That's one thing we take serious here at South Florida, defense, and that's how we set the tone, defense.
Stephen, I really thought the key to the game tonight was the consistent play of your linebackers and your corners in particular. I thought played great.
Thank you.
You know, I think it's the nicknames. I think it's Snake, Bullet Head, and Father Ben. I think that really pulled you guys through.
Yeah, that's probably what it was.
Stephen, before we cut you loose, I did want to ask you, what was said in the locker room at halftime? How upset was Jim Leavitt with the way things worked in the first half?
Well, he just wanted to get the fire up under us, man. We came out a little dragging, you know. McNeese is a good ball club, and we had to play.
Stephen, thank you so much.
No
Congratulations on the victory, and good luck next week against FIU.
Okay, thank you so much. Bye-bye.
All right, they have got some tremendous linebackers at USF.
Yeah, and they run so well, and they're so smart. Let's take a look at the stats here now, Dave. Go ahead.
Well, the one that jumps off the page is, well, remember at halftime, USF did have the statistical advantage, even though they trailed in the most important category, the scoreboard. The way they moved the football at the end, they virtually came up with 500 total yards in this game tonight.
Wow, you know, the one thing I see that I know Jim Leavitt is not going to like at all is 10 penalties for 82 yards. A lot of those were on the young players, and remember, they caught a couple breaks too on some penalties, so it could have been worse than that.
McNeese State rushed for 82 yards. They threw for only 81 yards. That USF defense held the Cowboys to 163 total yards. We'll step aside, come back to Raymond James Stadium, and wrap this one up. South Florida came alive late, and they beat the Cowboys of McNeese State 41-10. Final moments from our broadcast tonight. South Florida 41, the McNeese State Cowboys 10. Dave Weekley and Doug Graber up in the press box at Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa, Florida, where South Florida came alive late. They get the impressive victory. You know, as the players are only going to want to watch like about a quarter of the game film of this one, Doug. What do you do as a coach?
Let's see, what quarter would that be?
I think like the fourth.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, I'm going to show them the first, second, and third. They ain't going to see the fourth. I tell you, we got to get all these mistakes corrected, and Jim and his staff, I'm sure, will do a good job of that.
Matt Grothe came alive as the quarterback in relief of Pat Jewell missed tonight. He'll be the guy you'll be reading about in the paper tomorrow, but don't overlook the fact that USF played an awful lot of good defense tonight, too.
Well, but that's typical. 163 yards defense. Believe me, they've had a lot of games like that. They always play great defense here. The biggest thing that happened tonight to me is the emergence of Grothe as a quarterback, and that was impressive.
Enjoyed it, partner. That's it for Doug Graber and myself, Dave Weekley. We thank you so much for joining us tonight from Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida, where the South Florida Bulls win their opener over the Cowboys of McNeese State, 41-10. This has been a presentation of ESPN Regional Television, the leader in collegiate sports television. For more, log on to ESPN.com.